people are entitled to their opinions. I'm not sure. I wasn't in the space previously before where the sentiment came from. It sounded like people were actually like cheering, like yay, yay, hip hip hooray, the racism is dead kind of thing. And some people don't think that that's cool, like to be celebrating that somebody died. Right?
Might I ask, is it wrong if people were celebrating a zero racist dying?
Corey, can I take
or being killed? Like, I just heard the previous speaker say, is it tragic? Yeah. Is it? I'm asking a question. Is it tragic? And I might want to grab and look up what tragic is.
Yeah, Corey, I hear you, brother. And I say that kind of facetiously, like, I mean, tragic, that he died. And that's why I was going on, I went on further to say, like, I know I've listened to Charlie Kirk for quite a number of years now and heard the vile things that he said about black people and heard the vile things that he said about, like, the people that look like me and exist in this world like me. So am I sad that Charlie Kirk is dead? Fuck no, I am not. I am not. And I'm not going to try to force myself to feel any otherwise. It is, and I'll say tragic loosely, that he lost his life, that he is no longer amongst the living. But I kind of feel like, yo, you know what? You reap what you sow.
Well, it's interesting because I remember when Osama bin Laden was assassinated, killed. Americans celebrate when international terrorists or what we deem terrorists are killed. But when it's somebody that's spreading domestic terrorism in various ways, then we're supposed to view that very differently when it's on our side.
Well, technically, because he was technically an American like us, I think that is what people are trying to placate the notion of, like, oh my gosh, he was an American, he was a dad, he was all, like, while that may be very, very much true, he still had an everyday life that he chose to actually go out and spew nonsense. He went out there and made comments about Palestinian people and how they are the equivalent to cattle, and that they should not get a relatively thought about, and all these. Like, these are the real things he was doing. And let's be clear, his organization, the Turning Point USA, he only has on YouTube 14 million subscribers. You don't really get that much engagement as well. So, like, I understand he may be someone they make clips out of, but he really didn't get that much notoriety. Like, he was only popular with my youth group, and that's it.
Well, he is popular with young people. I've got kids that are in college. One just got out of college. So how should one feel when this individual makes the world a dangerous place for your kids? How should you feel when it comes to their demise?
He was literally in the middle of saying something. He had just said something about trans people doing mass shootings, and then he said something about gang violence and those type of mass shootings, which we all know that dog whistle. So, I mean, he was in the midst of doing what he does the best, and I would say he's pretty popular.
You guys, well, he did, well, not for you, not for anybody on the stage, but for people who think that Charlie Kirk is actually going to, like, I understand, he may do something with the young people at the time because our brains are very much influential at the time, but as we get older, we see the shit that he's actually doing. You see the harm that he's actually doing. And then the people who surround himself around in that circle, like, let's be real. Let's go back and watch that video again and getting shot. You can literally see a lot of those people who are around him are white people. Like, they're not any of us.
Yeah, man. As I said before, I don't think anybody should cry over his death. I'm just curious as to what this means politically in terms of, I mean, gosh, what part of Trump's justification for entering D.C. was nothing really about crime in D.C., but because one of his staffers or something got killed or robbed or some shit like that. I can't exactly remember, right? Like, an administration.
It wasn't even black. It wasn't even killed. It was supposed to beat up.
it could be a
Which I'm happy.
right, like an administration president who takes, personal slights and then weaponizes the military and to do this even further and to push even harder.
How do the young niggas say it today? We smoking on that Charlie Kirk pack.
Hey, stop it.
Smoking on that Charlie Kirk.
And the final point for me is that, again, like, I think when we're talking about political violence, assuming that this is political violence, I don't think that this, puts outside the realm of possibility that a progressive, somebody on the left who's giving a public talk would not be targeted open season, whether it's an act of retaliation or otherwise. I just get concerned about acts of political violence generally and what it means politically. Folks want to celebrate his death. Folks, don't care about it. I think that's perfectly fine. I don't care about him dying, but being killed. What I care about, again, like I said, is what it means politically.
But Freedom, we've already seen that example earlier this year. The congressperson or the state assembly person from what was it, Minnesota, her husband. Like we've already seen these acts already playing out.
They should
So
stop.
this is like, this Charlie Kirk stuff is nothing new, and we're talking about two individuals who were just representing their constituents. Charlie Kirk made an occupation out of spilling hate. So what did he expect was going to happen? Somebody at some point in time was going to, be his find out since he was fucking around.
Well, I mean, so I hear that, but then, can the same principle apply to the representatives? Like, I mean, of course it couldn't. So my concern becomes like political violence that is existing now, and how for me that's deeply troubling. That we have these acts of political violence, and it really quells, I think, the ways in which I think it can have a chilling effect on the ways in which people, I know one person was like, I think it was Madison who's like, this isn't an organizing strategy, but for those of us who do that work and we're thinking about what this means, I think it can in some ways, and they were already targeted and surveilled. I think it can have in some ways a chilling effect. And so my point is that, like, again, Charlie Kirk, but this has implications that exist beyond just the singular racist figure.
But I think that ship has sailed, and you might be 6 years behind the trend. We have crossed into this era elevated by Trump, that this is par for the course. I mean, I don't know if you all saw the video of the representative in Tennessee or Kentucky, who was at a public speech last night, or I saw it last night, literally saying the country is for white folk, that his ancestors built this country for us. It's for us. It's for us. And the natives, the savages, it's for us. The type of political environment, the socio-political environment that existed before this piece of shit human being came to the forefront of politics does not exist anymore. The norms that we are used to do not exist anymore. The type of respect, political dialogue, responses, etc., do not exist anymore. And we are behind the 8 ball if it's troubling now. It has been troubling.
Yeah, no, we all agree. I'm sorry. No. See you later.
No, man. Keep finish this point?
Please let Corey finish. Thank you.
French.
Oh, not you. No. Hell no. Don't bring him back.
Yeah, don't bring him up. He can't speak English well.
Yeah, so we have passed the point of troubling and being troubled. At this point, it is, this is gonna sound crude. I felt it as it was coming up. The same way that we have anesthetized, however you said the word, I probably said it wrong, ourselves to school shootings, which was the conversation they were having, right? The same way that we have gone numb to that is how I feel about this. Like, we passed the point that this is not regular anymore.
I agree with that, Corey. And I think that for me, that's why I have the position I have on this. It's like, it's not that it's now becoming trouble, but I think that there's been an uptick. Like, I mean, obviously, this has been happening for centuries. There are ebbs and flows. I feel like that we're in a flow moment right now. And in recent history, we can date it back to, the activists who were found dead in their
Hey, for real, nobody is in the mood, man. We're not doing that today. You about to get out of here, for real. For real, you're not about to do this. You're not about to do this. You're not. I don't give a fuck. You up and quiet today.
Calls her down.
No, I moved her down. How much adding did she have?
Who was talking? Go ahead, Playfree.
We saw this when it came to the murder of the activist. So, what could be considered a murder? We don't know. There hasn't been any official determination. I don't think they were just found dead in their vehicles, and the vehicles were burned. But I think it was clearly murder. It may have been by law enforcement. But the activists in Ferguson, we've been living with this political violence for some time now. And for me, it's like, that's not okay. And I hear what you're saying, Corey, about, being inert to it. For me, I'm just not. And it's hard. It's just like I'm not, in a different way, but just like I'm not inert to school shootings.
Yeah, I'm not either. But a separate idea that has come to me is that this is the point. This is the environment that they have been trying to cultivate. This is exactly the point. They don't show up at this motherfucker's funeral and perform and do all the things. I would not be surprised if Donald Trump is the eulogist. They don't do all the things for the purpose of continuing to foment this violent response. This is the point. So they're not mourning Charlie Kirk. He is about to be beatified. He is about to be their rallying cry.
Also, we bring that.
He's going to be there.
A martyr. Yeah.
He's going to be the political martyr. Don't be surprised. If you see Charlie Kirk T-shirts out here and people out here wearing them, because they're going to make him his martyr. They're martyr.
And they're gonna make it seem as if he got.
And I don't know that if Charlie Kirk could come back and tell us after it happens if he would be sad about that.
Yeah.
I think they should increase security for all the Democrats right now. There's gonna be some retaliation. There's gonna be some crazies out there trying to.
I don't know if you're on Twitter right now, but if you see a lot of the reactions to people, what they're reacting to, even Democratic members decide to text or put anything out saying like we praying for Charlie Kirk's family, whatever, they're even saying like, no, this is fucking war. Like you guys are Democrat. You guys are the ones that fucking did this. The Democrats did this.
They are.
Even though they don't know though, but people gonna do it either way. It was gonna happen. Anything that happens to one of them,
I wouldn't be
they're gonna
surprised.
blame a Democrat for it. So that's gonna be.
I wouldn't be
surprised.
Go ahead, John.
Whoever wants to start that.
What you said, Gemini?
I said, I don't know if you've seen it, but I sent you an invite. I sent you a couple invites in the other spot.
Oh, I see it.
But what I was going to say is I was literally arguing with TC because TC was trying to blame, saying that Democrats are being so violent. Oh, this is, I don't understand why every time something happens, they got to get violent. Like, you cannot take outliers and start trying to blame outliers and say that is the mindset of the entire political party. Right? That part to me doesn't make any fucking sense. And it's the weirdest shit ever. You know what would happen if it were them? They would say this black on black crime is fucking crazy. This black on black crime is fucking crazy. What else is black on black crime?
Okay, can I speak to you before I give me a second? No, that's not people want to speak. Just give me 60 seconds. No,
white lady. I don't give a fuck. No one should have the fuck out of here.
Let me take it.
Too many people on the stage and too many voices on at the same time.
I wouldn't be surprised if somebody.
1 second. Who's that? 1 second, Jeremy. I'm gonna come right over to you. Just in case, because there's some new speakers on stage. I want to make sure I hear from everyone. But let's just be mindful. We don't do all that talking out of turn crap. Like, if there's a squabble, people going back and forth, whatever, that's fine. Those two people can have that conversation, that dialogue. That was a great conversation between Corey and Black Freedom. I like the way that you all were able to express your thoughts.
Pay attention to.
No hard going back and forth.
Pay attention to this lady calling for lynchings in the chat.
Do you hear her talking? You gotta check her. Y'all literally hear her talking, right?
Reporter before you check her.
Let her finish what she was saying. First lady,
Bring her back up. My bad.
All right. So let's just keep the conversation going and flowing. Baby, it's so good to see you here. All right, Justin, hey. And I got G in the house. Oh my goodness, go ahead, G. All right, Sandra's there. Jeremy, one mic on you, babe.
Yeah, I was just gonna say I wouldn't be surprised if for those in government that want to spark like a civil war, they just straight up just chose Kirk as the one that's gonna start it. You know what I mean? If they want to start it, then that's what they did. They probably used him as the martyr to trigger this whole shit. This is what's going on.
Is it possible for me to, because when they were having their back and forth, which was great, my name was mentioned, and if I could just respond to that in terms of
That'll be $5, ma'am. Thank you.
that'd be what?
$5. Oh, go ahead.
But Black people, we've always been policed in our emotions, told to forgive, rise above, that sort of a thing. And the pendulum, I heard something said about the pendulum swinging because the pendulum has already swung, and pretending that this incident, is going to do that ignores the swing that was already battering our communities. And white supremacy has always used moments like this to justify targeting us. It's not new. It is not something that we control by being silent, in my opinion, because strategy and emotion can coexist. Yes, we need long-term strategy and organizing, but that doesn't require pretending that the death of somebody who harmed us, is a national tragedy. Like, we can be politically disciplined while still acknowledging that some people feel relief from this. And the real danger, from my perspective, is the narrative. The danger isn't that Black folks express relief or even celebrate. The danger is letting white-dominated media and political folks set the frame that his life was more valuable than the lives he targeted. So our job is to shift the conversation. Don't let his death overshadow the harm he caused or the systems that are in place that he defends that harm us.
I'd like to add something briefly. I agree with everything that Madison said. I think we're spending a little bit too much time talking about, well, what if Charlie gets martyred and all of these Klansmen start blowing up churches? Well, that's probably going to happen and was going to happen before he got assassinated. The reality is it's a much worse climate when you can say the things Charlie Kirk said and make millions and millions of dollars and live a very safe life. What you actually do want societally is for there to be some level of fear and desensitization for saying some of the brutally cruel, evil, inhuman things he said about people. Like, I'm just going to use a quote from Charlie. I think empathy is a newfangled, corrosive word that we use, and it's very toxic. We should throw empathy out the window. Someone in a free society, a free democracy, getting millions and millions of young white armed men to consider empathy as a word that doesn't belong in the English language. Someone who's going around saying you shouldn't want a black pilot. Someone saying that if a trans woman wants to play sports in high school, she should be taken out back and taken care of. I'm not saying bad things should happen to that person, but I also am saying a young white man or a young person in general shouldn't see mean, vicious people just get off scot-free being that way and making a multi-million-dollar career acting that way. You might have to be like, I might make $1 million, but I also might get shot in the neck while talking about black crime under a tent that says prove me wrong. Like, listen, come on. I don't celebrate anything, but I tell you what, if you look at other communities and how they feel about their oppressors when they go, they do not go around warning other people in their community about being too celebratory. It just is what it is.
All right. So, but here's the thing, though, right? Why aren't we talking about the game plan? Because if you go to some of these other spaces that are happening right now here on this wonderful app, they're planning. They're already talking about war, right? That's the conversation we need to be having versus having an argument about, why this black person telling you not to celebrate and so on, whatever. That ain't gonna help us. What's the strategy moving forward?
Oh, I have a
Like what? There's nothing you can really do.
yeah.
No, the main issue,
Wait a minute, there's other people that want to speak though. Wait a minute. Now, let me get to some other people. How you feel? You want to?
If there's a chance, I'd like to speak, but
I'll get to you. I'll get to you, Chucks. Then, G, you didn't say anything. Sandra, did you want to say something? 1, 2.
No, I didn't trying to see what you got.
No worries. Please stay right there. Hey, Meta. Bart, baby, how you doing? I hear you said that.
How are you?
Hello, how are you, beautiful?
My darling.
Did you want to say anything?
Yeah, I'm very shocked. I've been on a deep dive on Twitter. Yeah, a month ago there was a post that said that Charlie Kirk feared being murdered by Israel. Funny enough, and a month later he gets shot. I think it's kind of crazy. I think there's some sort of I'm a big conspiracy theorist. I think there's some sort of weird agenda behind this, in which they're trying to prove some sort of point or they're trying to distract people from something. It's very suspicious.
We're not gonna go straight to Jewish conspiracy.
Listen. I just find it very, very, very interesting that on the I said the tweet on the 10th of where's the lights? Okay, here. It said, I'm not going to name names. Harrison hates Smith, but I was told by someone close to Charlie Kirk that Charlie thinks Israel will kill him if he turns against them. That was on the 13th of the 8th, 2025. A month later, he gets shot in the neck, point blank. Even the guy arrested, they said that guy wasn't the guy that shot him. Do you get what I'm saying? For that shot to be so on point, sorry, that's crazy. That's giving a professional hit. That's not giving a random Joe around the corner that picked up a gun. That's giving long range target, shot. That is, I don't know. That was a shot and a half. That's not a amateur. Do you get what I'm saying?
A lot of people don't like him. Okay, let's be honest. I'm really kind of shocked by this, but he caught my attention because he wasn't open actually to see people that were going to debate him today. So it's really sad.
That's why you can't be good at people.
speak. Big up you guys.
I really thought she was gonna come and say Charlie Kirk got bodied when he was in London debating those Oxford kids, and they cremated his ass. And listen,
No, they did good. They did good. They did good.
Masterclass in debating when people actually know what they're talking about, and not the idiots that try to debates on Jew.
No, I see some good American students there. You know that black girl, she's good.
They did research. They actually called Charlie Cook for being a community college dropout. That hurt his ego.
If I could, I'd really like a chance to share something, if I may, but you tell me.
Go for it, sir.
If I could.
Go for it, sir.
It's like, thank you. It's like Charlie Kirk, that's what the room is about, okay? And it's like, I'm not saying I was ever a fan or anything, I was an observer of him, and I wasn't sure if he was just doing it for his own immediate attention and whatever. And it's like, however, in these circumstances of what's happened, all I feel inside myself, nothing to do with politics and race and colour, is that was a brave man. He was a brave man.
Yes. We are all pushing to the other side. Pushing to the other side.
Okay, yeah, maybe I'll go, but someone said let me finish, so fine, thank you for that. A brave man.
The fuck was a brave? Okay, so I'm like, what the fuck was brave about going and badgering and picking with little college kids and on stages across America? Hold on, you made this. Let me just complete. White thing that y'all feel like y'all just can't just let me finish fucking talking. All right, so what was so fucking brave that he went around and sat on the stage and picked with motherfuckers and tried to outwit them as a fucking grown adult with kids that he could have been doing something? What the fuck was so brave about that? Please explain. Now go ahead, Justin.
Yo, mute button one, Justin. Justin, unmute you.
Sorry, yeah. Sorry, thank you. Actually, all I want to do is just answer my own view on that question. Okay, nothing more to do with politics. Is what I see as brave is it's not about right or wrongness. It's like people like Trump and co. They have mass security. Candace Owens and the other. Tucker, they hide understandably in their own place, and that. But this guy, he just goes out and says his shit in front of people. He's a target. He also has big security.
He has security there.
He has security.
They didn't have security.
Shut the fuck up.
No, he didn't have it. They didn't control.
This is why I start doing cocaine right there. That's the problem. This guy got shot today. Standing out, and I'm just saying, at least he's brave. I'm not saying he's right.
I agree with you, Justin.
I'm just saying he's at least fucking brave.
They go over my head.
Come on, y'all don't be long.
Thank you.
I take your leave.
Yo, I got come on, one at a time.
I'll boom this bitch. I'll boom it. I'll boom it.
Please take your finger off the button. We're going to control the conversation. All right. First lady, don't boom the room this day. Please don't boom the room. All right, y'all gotta please stop jumping off mic just to say, please keep your intrusive thoughts to yourself. We can't hear nobody else. We're going to start shooting. If it's not a cue and you're not the person directly after the reminders, no disrespect for anybody.
Yeah, so did Justin finish? So did Justin finish? Justin, he's finished with his response. Okay, he's gone. All right. So
I'm not no louder no shit, but I don't even think it's that crazy in here today. Like, I know Charlie Kirk got shot, but is everybody just trigger happy? Okay. I mean, it comes to that, there's not really, I don't see trigger happy minds in here. But people are over talking each other. We can't hear each other's thought to even respond to it conclusively. That's all. That's what's being said. I don't think it's that crazy, but people are over talking and we can't hear the conversation. It doesn't have a natural flow.
Where did Articulate go? Because I was,
He flew over our heads. It's fine. Can we move on?
don't do that.
No, it could move on forward.
I do think that.
Because again, I think all you guys, we're all saying the same position, like over and over and over and over again. I don't think anybody wishes unlikeness onto any person. Nobody wishes death onto someone here up on this earth. However, when you feel and bigoted shit, guess what? Shit comes to you, and so there's nothing we can really say. The end. I can move on.
I mean, some people do it, but I don't understand this whole idea of the enemy just living his best life. I want the enemy dead and gone. So so now that it wasn't okay for me to celebrate, I'm celebrating today. I'm putting some food on the grill. I'm sending them the music. I think this is a great day. It's a great time to celebrate a fucking enemy dying and getting what he deserved. Yes.
It's kind of, you know what? I can agree with you a little bit, Brooklyn, because wasn't it kind of the same thing when we were all celebrating when the plantation home that Annabelle burned down for us?
Yeah, when the fucking massa would die, the ancestors would celebrate and be happy. So we want to do the same thing.
You know what? Shame on you. Shame on you.
You cannot be doing
Talking
this.
about he's the cracker that deserved it. Now what? What you gonna say?
Let's crack on her.
Look, I'm gonna be on being racist. Right? I don't stand with him on any level. I think that it's good to see opposition gone. But I wouldn't wish death upon him because he had racist, sick ass, twisted ass, weird ass fucking beliefs, right? That was fucked up. He was fucked up. But I believe in karma and I believe in energy. I believe in the universe right itself. I also believe, if you want to go to a more technical standpoint, that they're going to be monitoring people on apps like this, right, to see the mind state and if they're a potential danger. And you're going to have Secret Service and FBI and everybody else. If you start saying things that can be the equivalent of a threat or potential violence towards a political party, I don't think it's smart to do anymore. I think that's going to be taken seriously and it's going to be monitored and it could put you under a scope that you don't want to be in, right?
We all been like, ICE is going to show up at your door.
I'm not the man right here, but I will say this. I do find it very ironic how much he advocated for gun rights and how much he minimized the deaths that would come from it for him to be shot in the throat. Because he said himself that, you know what, there's going to be some people that have to die for the Second Amendment to stand, and that's okay. I'm good with that. Empathy is not really a thing. So, I mean, that's very ironic to say that and then suffer that fate.
Wishing is one thing, but something when it's after the fact, it's after the fact. It already happened. So at this point, it's not about wishing somebody was dead. It's the fact of the matter that somebody is at this point. And in terms of surveillance, I was just having this conversation last night. Yes, of course, you should monitor. Period. If you're online, that is your image across the board. You should be monitoring that all the time. Nothing has changed with today. We're all under surveillance all the time. I use my name on this app, so anything I say or anything I do, I'm going to stand by it, whatever it is. So wishing is one thing, but after the fact, that's another one. This is done.
It's a little poetic that the very tool he used to spread his hate, racism, misogyny, all the ugliness that he did was his voice, and they shot him in the throat.
He was only, they took that throat chakra and did it. They said down.
Things are undefeated. Father Time and Mother Iron are always undefeated. It is always undefeated. Father Time and Mother Iron.
That's a fact. And Mother Irony got a hold of that though, didn't it?
Yeah, brother. You remember when Kevin Samuels died and he got in an apartment alone?
Very celebratory about that one too. I'm sorry.
Talking about that,
He wasn't the one that did it.
He died.
that lady for? He was down in the apartment alone.
All right, y'all must want me to be the party pooper, right?
Okay, I was just saying, irony.
Okay, thank you. You said it. Next, Colin.
And there are some things that him
Brooklyn, you've been talking a lot. Can somebody else get in?
have I been talking? Okay, let me just go in the audience.
Nobody needs you to go in the audience. Nobody wants you to go in the audience. Michael, you were getting ready to say something? Audrey, I don't know if your mic came out.
I muted up after you said too many people were talking.
No. Go ahead.
No, I'm good.
I didn't say too many people were talking. I said that I didn't hear other voices. I wanted to hear other voices, so I was specifically talking about hearing your voice, sir.
I got you. I'm sorry. No, yeah, I'm sorry, First Lady. Yeah, I'm good.
Cool. And I want to hey, Jay. Jay, what'd you say? Sierra.
I said, not you scaring them, First Lady.
Good job. Everybody's scared.
You
You get no damn nervous.
No, you don't understand how nervous you make the straight man.
First Lady, you put on your mama voice out here and shit, and was talking to her like, damn, First Lady.
First Lady, I'm walking.
You need to stop this lies. These are lies. I don't understand.
How you gonna tell the men that they're telling you that what we're hearing?
First Lady, have you ever seen that Maury episode where that one girl told that tall ass man to get out his knees? That was you. That's you. That's your man. Who said move?
Raising the voice too, which is crazy. Everybody's scared. She done scared the room for us.
Shut up, Gemini.
First Lady asked about solutions. I think the stats can't be that much different now. But the same amount of now there are two parts to this. The same amount of percentage is way more than it is us. So the numbers is off. Of white people that own guns, black people own guns. As it relates to protecting your home, I think we still have that vestige of nonviolent political resistance in a culture today that, has it ever been? It's never met our nonviolence with nonviolence. And so I think that as they continue to foment this type of violence, the target or the effect of DC didn't happen the way they wanted it to. Black folk weren't out in the streets acting crazy, and we haven't had some instance of violence to trigger us, right, to go, Detroit on their ass. And so this might be theirs. And I just think that, for the people who want to, go to a gun range, get a gun card. Now, the stats say that most people are killed or injured by their own guns that they own in their own home. So, take that safety course a bit seriously. But, this just, well, but this sitting around, kumbaya and talking about it, I don't think it's going to change anything. Especially, as I said, with the climate that is being created, we have entered into a place where violence is the language that they're calling for.
So let me make sure I understand. You're suggesting that people should go to the gun range, pick up some firearm, and get ready for the revolution? Is that what you're saying?
Sure.
Well, I'm asking CJ if for his clarity, not for you to, chihuahua around. Go ahead.
She got to get the belt. Yes, that is essentially, if
the revolution comes to your front door, meet them. Now, the problem is, and this is why we have to have these conversations in like community and with people that got better sense, right? We are on the precipice of moving into an all-out dictatorship. Like this building up ICE, as I think Stacey Abrams and others have said, as Trump's personal police force, it's happening. As we're sitting here talking now, I'm sure, right? And these things are not connected as far as we think to ICE or to immigration or to Black folks. Somebody asked in the chat, why is the Klan being brought up? What they gonna come do to Black folk? Black folk ain't got shit to do with this. We've never had shit to do with any of the shit, but they target us anyway, right? So, I mean, I think at the very least, for the people who are scared, nervous, concerned, go to a jujitsu club, do something. Don't just be sitting waiting for it to come meet you unprepared in any type of way.
Trick, you on stage? I see you here. I know you mentioned the fact that he was right in the midst of talking about trans mass shooting or something, and then that's when
he was building a question on trans mass shooters, and he says that there's too many trans mass shooters, and that's right when the shot comes out. It is now, and again,
It's actually when he said the gang violence.
Yeah, and he said the gang. Then he says the gang violence. Yeah, take this with a grain of salt. There is a picture of an individual on what's called the Lucy roof at the Utah Valley Center moments before he shot. There's a video of some guy on the roof. My mother said she wanted to extend her thoughts, but I'll save that for later because I know you guys are talking. I'll talk to you guys soon.
Yeah, I mean, there's a famous photo of Jesse Jackson at this point at the top of the Lorraine Hotel.
So there's a conversation regarding, this looming thing that Black people always have to be, empathetic, caring. But is that not our fabric? Is that not how we were brought up? I just want to know, like, are we changing those sentiments? Have we become something different? Just let me know.
It is a part of the fabric of how we've been brought up, but I think there's some conversation to be had about making your opponents docile. I think there's something to be said about that. And I've said this, but accepted the docile nature that has been cultivated and bred into us, and then that coupled with the political ideology of someone that we have, turned into a saint and a martyr, right? That whether or not it served us the way that we wanted it to, whether or not it continues to serve us the way that we want it to, respectability politics and not being angry or showing emotion that would put your life in danger, all of that contributes to what you're saying, First Lady, and I think that sometimes we chalk it up to, well, we were raised to be kind and empathetic and the laudable parts of it, without talking about the reason that we were raised that way was so you wouldn't be the next Emmett Till.
Right, so that's what I was saying about the revolution, right? Because the way I hear this conversation started, it just sounded like, all right, we're ready to fight kind of thing. And what Just was saying earlier in regards to we ain't got them kind of weapons. Like you trying to fight the federal government? Like
Retarded.
what's going on? So that's what I'm trying to figure. I'm just trying to figure it out. I'm trying to figure out what people
I
saying.
don't think that it's the federal government that we really have to anymore. It's their goons.
Who do you think is benefiting white people?
Hello?
I mean, I'm just and listen. I'm not
About the Abrams.
I don't mind going to war. I'll fight anyone. But yo, strategy is a thing. I feel like mostly like everybody else. I'm also not putting you know like whether we willing to die for it. I don't want to put like my moms and my sisters and the women I know. I'm not ready to just willy nilly throw them out there. I don't know. I just think there needs to be a little bit more strategy involved. If y'all talking about
And we have war fighters.
Just, I want to say this real quick. I want you to think of it on this level. We can't fight the federal government. They are armed, trained. They have skill sets and assets that we don't have access to. So that's just silly. However, to be armed and to be able to protect yourself from the outliers is super important, right? It's not going to be the federal government showing up at your house if things are happening. It's going to be your neighbor. It's going to be the little group, the little active group,
Militia from the neighboring community.
Malicious. Matter of fact, a lot of people don't know that Los Angeles County has more hate groups than any other county, even though we have the least amount of white people. As far as registered hate groups, we have the most. So to not be armed and be able to protect yourself against threats like that might activate once things go is just going to be short-sighted and stupid.
I'm not saying not keep our guns. I'm not saying don't keep our guns. I'm saying, go get your guns. Definitely learn how to fight, all that shit. I encourage that. But maybe I'm missing what's being said because it's like, we ready to go to war. And I don't want to get shit out.
To be fair, Gemini, you might not have said it, but there's been a couple people in this conversation that have just, for no reason, talked about civil war and war.
No.
It's a very irresponsible way to treat these things, but there is a responsible strategy. For the past 10 years, you've been in a climate where your family's in danger, especially if you're in a red state, if you're in the South. But now, at this point in time, we're in America. So if you're black, living in a black community, if you're just an American, living in an American community, it'd be important to be armed up, to be raising your children in a culture of discipline, self-defense, and safety, and to maybe have a community watch. Like, you living in the country you're living in, it's only been about 40, 60 years of not continual stochastic and intentional terrorism against particular communities, namely ours. And you need to pay attention to where we are historically and try to learn from past tragedies. I got a Caltech KSG. It's just a shotgun. It's just from my house. I'm not walking around marching. I'm not like Mr. 2A. I just want to live in America and things get violent. And I'm in fucking Connecticut. If I was in the South, I'd be marching up and down my neighborhood in a community watch. If I didn't have that, it'd be a first priority. If I'm living in Atlanta, I'm worried about the rest of Georgia. It is time to really, really talk about what the worst probabilities are and be prepared for that.
Now, when we talk about race war, that's not my conversation. I'm not.
I'm not talking about that.
It's a phrase that needs to be buried, really. That's a phrase that needs to be buried, really, because it's not that.
I'm not saying get ready for a race war. What I'm saying is you need to have knowledge of arms and protect yourself and be capable of using a firearm to protect yourself. Be familiar with said firearm, go to the range, take it apart, put it back together, know that firearm intricately so whenever anything happens, it's muscle memory, it's not you learning during the process. I think if we have that right, which our ancestors died for, to keep and bear arms, and we don't exercise that, we're doing everybody a serious disservice, especially to protect yourself. When people do show up at your house, if they do, and I hope they don't, if somebody shows up at your house with the intent to harm you and yours, words ain't going to work. Hey, no, stop, it ain't going to work. I'm calling the cops, ain't going to work. You're going to have to be able to protect yourself in the moment. That's important.
But haven't we learned at this point that it's not gonna, like, it's 2025. Like, I don't know, we describe shit like it's 1950. All of these shootings have been from long range, and it haven't been, well, there was the one with the Democratic senators, but they were coming home from dinner, right? They were coming home. What'd you say? Right. And I, like, I'm headed, again, I'm minding my fucking business. I'm headed to a concert tonight. Motherfuckers don't just show up at your door. Like, I just, it's hard for me to hear these things and take it seriously, but I would, since there are war fighters, shout out to Hexet, there are war fighters in the room. Like, how do y'all feel about all this? Or is it that, like, it is what it is? This is America. Motherfucker can get shot at the mall, like, anywhere. And that's just it. And you're not going to be able to protect yourself. This is the society that we've created. This is the society that we live in.
King, I'm going to tell you this. There are some outlying communities in Los Angeles County, because it's such a large county. It's one of the largest, if not the largest counties in the United States. There are some outlying communities that are MAGA, believe it or not, right? And in those communities, and I know, so what you're saying is not happening. It's happening right fucking now. It's not happening to you, but it's happening here right now, right? So if you're not able or capable of protecting yourself or prepared, which is the most important aspect of it, legally prepared to protect yourself, then you're a sitting fucking duck. And I don't want nobody to be a sitting fucking duck. It's much better to be prepared and not need to utilize something than to be unprepared and not have it when something does happen or the unexpected happens.
Gemini, what's happening over here?
One minute, Trent. He can explain this over again. 1 second. Hey, Ade, thank you for joining. Listen, because you guys were talking about the Civil War. I was saying revolution, whatever. I don't know if you guys heard me say this earlier, but I'm saying right now on this app, they are planning their future. Okay, and all right, fine. Somebody saying, well, they not gonna show up at your door, whatever. I want to understand about the temperature that's getting ready to come. These people have been on the edge of their seat waiting for this. I don't know. I'm going to be honest with you. I've gone into Costco. I'm tracking my little cart, and I just feel like this aggression, from certain people, not going to mention any colors or race. And now that this has happened, how are we going to move forward is what I'm trying to think about. Do you guys pick up what I'm putting down?
Absolutely.
That's what I'm talking about. Because you might not meet somebody that's at the height of wanting to shoot you, but there's some energy that has already been stirring up, and I think that this right here is part of the match that's going to set this thing off. So that's what I was talking about.
Why do y'all think that this has anything to do with us? Like, this happened from a cracker shooting another cracker in a cracker state where hardly no black people are.
Right. So they just want something to pin on us. We don't have nothing to do with it. A lot of stuff we haven't had anything to do with. But yet and still, we still get the brunt end of it. Because they will find a way to push it and make it seem that way. That's just how it always goes. And that's what I'm talking about. Instead of us planning and thinking ahead, we're always behind the 8 ball. So that's what I'm trying to.
But they've been pinning things on us. That's what I just said. Yeah. So I don't think this is like in the last room, like I said, I just don't think this is it. It's already been in motion. And I think, unfortunately, we've been, like you said earlier, that we just been too late or too lackadaisical and have not been listening. Like, Trump's election was a warning shot, and we just sat around like nothing.
Right.
And so it's like, for me, we got to pay attention and we have to see where things are going, and we have to be active. We have to be proactive. We can't be reactive.
Exactly.
And that's the problem.
That's what I was trying to carry. But what does that entail doing? Like that we are.
That's what I'm trying to figure out.
Well, I think I'm going to be quite honest. I've always been an advocate for people getting their conceal and carry and getting a gun and actually knowing how to use it. I think tactical training, especially for Black women, is very important. And I think that that's a start.
I mean, every Black woman I know got a gun.
Not where I'm from. A lot of Black women don't,
Yeah, that's not true.
I don't have one.
Yeah, a lot of people don't know how to shoot. And a lot of people don't know how to shoot. They don't want to clean their guns. They don't know how to shoot. I always tell Black women, go to tactical training. Get yourself a gun. It is dangerous out there for us.
But do y'all think that that's just the majority, or is that the limit? Because I don't know that all the Black people I know, period, are very. Even the people that are. My mama got a gun. She's not a gun person, but everybody that live around me that's Black got a gun. Like it's just a thing to have.
That sounds like an Atlanta thing, but this is not.
But most Black people live in the South, y'all.
Yeah, but we're all here too. I'm in LA, but hear me out. Just want you to think of this, right? Having a gun is actually more dangerous than having a gun with training. That makes it less dangerous. Having a gun just means you're up in the ante because now you got a gun, but you're not really trained with it, so you're gonna get fucked off, right?
But why do you think we're not trained?
You don't have the muscle memory. The second that you raise that gun and you're not really a gun person, you're gonna get fucked up if somebody know what they're doing.
Why do you think that people are not trained?
Man, they're not trained, bro. They're not trained, bro. Having a gun, possession of a gun, I go to the range all the fucking time. I don't see a lot of Blacks at the range I go to. Ain't no fucking
Let's not argue about who.
Well, I'm not arguing. What I'm saying is that's to me what they're saying. It just sounds like an assumption that because I don't know. We can ask other people, but all the people I know, they have a gun and they've at least gone to the range and taken a class to know how to use it. I think Black people are very up on guns.
I think it's more than going to the range. Like for me, I'm very specific. I'm saying tactical training. That is what people need to start doing. It's not just going to the range. You can see a piece of paper and clap, 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 and then go home. I'm talking about tactical training, actually knowing, like strategies, like skills, decision making, in high stress level environments. Using like physical tools like your firearms and stuff like that. That is what I tell people to do. It's not just going to the range.
I don't know. I just don't think everybody's a soldier. I think you have a certain amount of people that are going to do that will do that. But I think just like in real life, everybody's not a soldier. Even in the Army, everybody is not, doing combat. So I think having, just knowing how to shoot for somebody like. My mom, she just not a gun, but she know how to shoot. We make sure she know how to shoot. So if something were to happen, she can bang on a motherfucker if needed, but she don't really want to, deal with it. I've heard other women that are in the Army that don't really like guns, so that's just the nature of humans. But I do think that is an assumption because you have cities like Houston, Atlanta, Miami, DC, or, people, give or take, that are in the South or Virginia, I'm sorry, that have like pretty much, more loose gun laws. And I know the women that I know, and especially the men, they got guns.
Just, this is what I did because I wanted to make sure it wasn't an assumption. I hear what you're saying. The good thing about gun ownership is you have to register. And you have to register, you have to provide your ID, which contains your ethnicity. So they have stats to back that. What percentage, and I just looked it up, do you think of Black, let me take that back. What percentage of gun owners do you think are Black? No, let me take that back. Let me rephrase that. What percentage of Blacks own guns?
Well, let's define it.
It's the minority.
It's low, but that's to say that first of all, it's a lot of people in the South that guns are a part of the culture. So before they were registering guns, it was Black people with guns here, right? It was Black people with guns. There's Black people that knew how to use guns. It's a part of something that they grew up doing. Like when I moved to Georgia, I was shocked. All of the Black people, all of the Black women that I knew that hunted, that did it as a sport.
people that got fucking guns, but that's besides the point. Why are we even caring about black people with guns at this point? If anything, it's not going to be a race war. If anything, it'll be probably civil. And if that's the case, then it'll involve more than one race.
Wait,
black people.
hold on, Gemini. I see 30% of blacks and 38% of white people.
I see 24% when I look, right? But this is the thing.
Yeah, let's just say it's 24%. That's not like 38% of white people. It's similar.
The 24% number is from 2017. Just, I want you to think about this. Most.
So it's more people that own guns now.
Just, I want you to think about this. When you say most, that means 51% or more, right? That's most. 24%, or let's even give 30%, is not most. So most of us don't own guns. That's what I'm
But hold on. Yeah, but that's relative. That's why you have to look up the other percentages. All right, so this is why you have to look up the percentages of what other demographics own guns. So that's why I looked up what percentage of white people own guns and Hispanics. So relative to everybody else, it's on par. 38% of white people, 30% of black people. Hold on, let me look at Hispanics.
Well, I want you to be clear, Judge. What you said was not relative to everybody else. You said, well, all the black people I know, all black people own guns.
We think gun ownership. That's why we have to understand statistical things and relativity. So I'm talking about those who own guns. So we're talking about relative to people who own guns. So there's a percentage of the population who owns guns, just overall. So actually, black people's is relatively on par, or just a little lagging, like it is in everything else that we do. So it actually does make sense.
Well, I'm sure
if you understand the other, you can't just just throwing a statement out about black people or about a demographic. You have to. There are other factors that you have to pull into it. So it's not. I didn't say most people have guns, because that's not the case. Most people don't have guns in general.
Right, but when you start saying all the black people I know, I'm telling you, like, a lot of black people I know don't.
Which I qualifies by saying I live in Atlanta, a black city, and a southern city.
Right, which is probably different reasons. But let's take it outside the relative part, because I agree with you on the relative part, right? It's got to be relative to other races, and we can look and see we're on par and behind. I don't want us to be on par or behind. I want us to be ahead. I want us to be double. Like, I want us to be on to the point where we have an
important aspect of the gun conversation is realism. There's no way for black people to arm themselves into safety. In fact, the higher percentage of us that is armed only results in a higher percentage of gun regulation in our communities, as well as more arms amongst our oppressors. And so this isn't, guns isn't in any way going to be the thing that liberates black people. It's a last line of defense when crackers are barreling into your neighborhood and kicking down your doors. And so you should have, in the same way that you should be raised how to throw a correct punch, which most of y'all don't know how to do, you should also know how to fire a gun, disassemble it. You should be aware of what guns are best for your protection within your homes. Again, I highly recommend shotguns. Pistols are kind of overrated. But you should just know basic safety and self-defense. But you 2A radicals pretending that you're in any way, with any amount of investment, will be prepared for a wartime situation. You need to talk to more actual, like, special operatives, people who are veterans. That you need. The only way to get better at war is being in a war.
What are you talking about?
If you were Dr. Ridiculous,
I
didn't
not at all.
Yeah, that wasn't even a conversation.
You're talking about percentages of people who own guns.
No, that wasn't the
It
conversation.
was under the training. Listen, guys,
Did it just change? Did the conversation just change? Did I
if
get
you
something?
haven't already, place your vote. Please draw your attention to the top here and go ahead and cast your vote. We thank you for flying with Politically Correct.
If you don't have your gun legally, please don't answer the question. Thank you, because I'm.
Black people have the second highest registered gun ownership of any demographic, and we're not the same. So we actually are. From this data, it will show that we're actually more apt to having guns, because we're definitely not the second highest population or demographic in the country yet. If we're at 30, it says that Hispanics are at 20 and Asians are at 10. So that does
So wait, I'm so confused. What I ate for this again?
I said let's not get caught up in it, but they ain't listening.
And that's just registered owners, right?
Wait, no, but like again, I'm confused. What is the like? I'm trying to figure out.
Yeah, I already asked that question, Jay. Said it doesn't need an answer.
Can y'all tell me what answer y'all put? Cause I see a lot of gray. Can y'all tell me what answer is that one?
Those numbers could be skewed because depending on where you
Ray
live.
knows you didn't participate in this service.
I did. Okay, so depending on where you live, you might not even have to register a weapon. So like in certain states, state I live in, you don't have to register your weapon. And I can tell you right now, fuck with me, you don't think I was a military veteran? And nobody knows what I have.
Most of you niggas are stumbling and fumbling over your guns in real situations. This shit is annoying, bro. You niggas,
They shoot their now. What you talking about?
motherfuckers don't have a pistol when they don't
At the
have
New
a
York Giants land,
All you niggas are killers. All you niggas are fucking murderers.
Who the fuck said something about being a killer?
All y'all fucking niggas sounds goofy. What are we talking about?
Can somebody please ask me if he's a killer? Can y'all please ask? Can she even show you how to work that gun?
Y'all wanna play?
About black people being proactive. Like I don't really understand like how the conversation was.
Everybody not built for that. Everybody, that's just everybody.
But nobody's even talking about people going to war. It's just protecting yourself, having the basic skills.
Everybody is not even built for that. Like,
It doesn't matter whether they're built for it, but if it's something that's coming, then you want to be prepared for it. Being built and being prepared is two different things. I might not be built for it, but guess what?
So you spent your $8.99 on karate for 2 months. Now, Billy Bob is at your door, fucking you up. And you done froze up because you don't know how to. No, I'm just saying that's if you if I could just like
Nobody else can get it burned in. Everybody keeps cutting me off. Like, no, then we just gonna keep on cutting each other off. So we just gotta get on there together. I got a lot of words to say. I mean, I can
if you
nobody's even talking about $8.99 karate. What are you talking about? No. We're talking about blood. We're talking about this.
Okay, so now you got a gun and somebody at your door and you're clipped up and you can't shoot it right. Yeah, okay. Send everybody to war. You have a lot of dead grannies and panty
Let me tell you something.
That's why everybody ain't at war now.
Let me be honest, y'all. It doesn't matter. Okay, so let me put y'all on it. ML could probably put you on, and Haitian can too. No matter how much training you got, until you're confronted with the situation, I can tell you a lot of people freeze up. Okay?
Yep.
A lot of people freeze up. They don't know how to use their fucking weapon, and they could have been trained for years. We got soldiers that constantly go to the range. I can tell you only got to get qualified once every 6 months now, but we take them to the range at least once a month now. And these motherfuckers are still fucking freezing up. And they are still shooting the wrong way. And when people are fucking moving, it's not the way you trained in your little 4 weeks or your little 2 to 5 days tactical course that you may have taken. So when you're talking about training, you guys haven't even trained the way some of these soldiers, these airmen, well, I'm not going to say airmen. The soldiers and Marines have trained. We trained 8 months out of the fucking year. And these soldiers still make mistakes. So when you talk this shit about training, your best bet is to take that Taekwondo class and learn how to defend yourself.
Let's not get on the police. Let's not get on the police.
One moment. Cause let me just set this straight. I asked about being proactive. Now, when people are giving suggestions about being proactive, you're saying it's not going to work. So we're just supposed to stand there and allow the people to just come at us, right? Like, I mean, come on now. I mean, wait a minute. Hello. That was a rhetorical question. That was not come off your mic and answer it. So, what?
Just stay on mute and let her finish her sentence.
I'm gonna show him. I'm gonna show him today, cause I ain't playing with y'all. Y'all keep fucking with me, and I'm not the one to fuck with. I play nice, but I sure can be a motherfucking bitch if I want to be. So don't bring it out. Anyway, as I was saying before, I was rudely interrupted with jokes. I'm saying that preparing, that might mean that we got to strategize and start getting together in different groups and taking people out so that they can start learning how to shoot, if in fact this should come to it. I'm just saying, they're talking about a conservative war. What is that supposed to mean? I'm just trying to prepare instead of being taken, and like, oh, well, we didn't know this was coming. We didn't know. Why don't you know? Why can't you see it?
I'm gonna tell you this. I don't know what kind of civil war is supposed to be coming. I don't know what kind of war y'all planning on, but I'm not gonna be there.
I'm not either.
So when people are talking about, I don't know what y'all preparing for. I'm preparing my dinner right now. I'm sipping on my wine and I'm listening to y'all talk crazy.
They're fantasizing. It's just like, what is First Lady? She not shooting nobody. She's gonna be pretty.
Hold up, you don't know what somebody's gonna do.
He's bringing context to the conversation. That's it.
I'm just saying, we're not having.
He doesn't have a gun. You think he's outside trying to train with a fucking weapon?
No, we got protected.
Okay, so she's just playing devil's advocate. So make it make sense.
I wasn't roasting her. I'm agreeing with it.
Okay, there you go.
Once again, I'm so confused how we got from Charlie Kirk getting shot to all of a sudden it's going to be a war on all black people in America. We need to get guns. We need tactical training. Let's be very honest. This is equivalent to the niggas in Chicago saying that if the military ICE were to come here, we're going to blow their asses down. No, the fuck they're not. Like, it's the same thing here. It's quite literally the exact same thing here. Let's say if, in a wild fucking fantasy, we were to get the entire black community to come together, excluding some of the niggas in the military, because respectfully, some of y'all we're not doing our side.
And the turn coach.
Let's really think about this. Do we actually think us, with our hand fucking down, let's say we somehow got our own fucking Air Force jets and shit too, do you really absolutely think that if the military...
We're not talking about that. Why is that bringing that up? It's so weird. It's like you guys keep bringing up this. We're not talking about that. Well, then guess what? Maybe y'all need to clarify because I'm going to tell you what y'all talking about. I'm lost. Hey, what you're not going to do is out-talk me. How about that? You're not going to out-talk me because I'll drop your ass. First of all, when you guys are speaking, maybe you need to listen to how you speak, Agent and Gemini. Y'all sound like y'all trying to start a civil war. Everybody gotta have guns. I got 2. I might get 4. You only got 2 hands. And if you're shooting with 2 weapons in 2 hands, you a fool. So you might want to go get your money back from your...
Fight some huge armed force, that's fucking retarded. And I'm not retarded. But I do think to have a weapon to protect your home and training to use that weapon is important.
Yeah, I mean, what we were referencing, and we said it several times, we were talking about civil unrest. We were never talking about fighting against the military. We're talking about the environment that we're dealing with right now, which is specifically violent towards Black people. So anyone else who has mentioned war, me nor Gemini have said that in our conversations. First Lady had asked a question as to what can be done. What should we do as a people? I said we need to be more proactive instead of reactive. I said that I think that Black gun ownership is one of the things that's important, or one of the things that are important. That is what me and Gemini said. I don't know where this war conversation. Yeah, I am Maya. I said yes, everyone should get a gun and take tactical training. I don't know. You're the snitch. We know you would be the snitch in this war. I said what I said.
What I'm hearing is buy more guns. Let's get more guns out. That's what I hear.
That's why I made the statement.
At a public demonstration. I'm not doing all that.
But that's why I made the statement about Black people and the percentage of guns that we already have, because I think what you're saying is already in effect. Like, Black people already have guns in great amounts, in a significant amount, I'll say that, to protect their homes. I in between what, black people, at a base, black people just buying stuff to protect their home or their property, their belongings, whatnot. I mean, their family, whatnot. What's the, like,
My thing is, we're talking about, so
because we already doing that.
I already brought up the example of how we've had pockets of like racist militias being brought up, and if they come to your area or your neighborhood, what is going to be the response, right?
We
And
already got
those in your area, not mine.
I don't think that's the.
But that's not the only answer culturally. I'm not saying that's the only answer. That was one answer I'd given First Lady. That's all.
Hey man, listen.
I mean, I get you. I'm not. I mean, you know,
So
I'm not arguing with you.
it's
But I'm
just
just.
more getting shots today.
And what do y'all think y'all gonna do for yourself?
All right, so let me bring down
First Lady,
back to
you got my question?
I'm about to answer you because what the question was pertaining to is saying that maybe they won't be shooting, but their attitudes and their behaviors are definitely going to be even more heightened. We've already begun to see the shift. Does everybody agree? Do you see a shift in the difference in the people and the climate? Yes or no?
Yes.
No?
Yes.
Okay. So I was asking that question, right? And seeing that, okay, these people are already acting a little crazy. Now that this guy is gone, and depending on what type of energy is fueled by that, what are we prepared to do? Like, how are we going to respond to these people and their attitudes and their behaviors? So, who knows? I don't know what's happening. I don't know what could possibly happen, but I just know that these people are ready for fighting. They're ready. They're on the edge. They're scared people are trying to take their guns. I don't know. And so I guess that's where the conversation kind of went, octopus, if you will.
First Lady,
Hold on. Trent got breaking news. Go ahead, Trent.
we do? Okay.
You sound real low, sir.
Your mic is low.
They got the suspect in custody. That's what he's trying.
Thank you, Trent.
Steve Burgess Patel from his official X account. He just announced that they're going to have a press conference.
What race is this person?
We don't. I'm watching it now. They didn't show him yet. It's a press conference.
And First Lady, kind of what you were saying earlier, and because I had mentioned earlier about some of the things that I had been seeing on X, and I guess for some people who took some of the things that were going on X and then came on and just espoused some of the race wars up, that's where we got to. I was trying to make that clear earlier, that we had went off some quotes that were going off on X, and then somebody hopped in and said, well, this is going to be a race war, and that's how we got here.
Well, they blaming Democrats, not black people.
Exactly. They always appreciate it. Do y'all want to hear the conference? Do y'all want to hear the news conference? Do y'all want to hear the news conference?
Yeah, but I got breaking news real quick. Charlie Kirk was 31, y'all. That's kind of more like. He looked old.
Them guns told his age.
Real talk, race war, that phrase has been mentioned 100 million times.
That's fine.
Hey, come on, y'all. Ladies about to
Agency personnel from the Salt Lake Field office responding immediately. We have full resources devoted to this investigation, including tactical, operational, investigative, and intelligence. To be clear, the FBI will fully support and co-lead this investigation alongside with our partners. We are working on setting up a digital media tip line, and as soon as it's established, we'll get that information out to
They
everyone.
got a tip line. I don't mean it.
I know there's a lot of questions. This is very much an active case, and this investigation is in its early stages. We are following all the leads and all the evidence. If anyone has any information, please report it to the FBI or local law enforcement. Thank you. Mrs. Frank.
They do it for the Democrat.
Communicating with, and she's on her way back right now. I would say that on behalf of Utah Valley University, we are shocked and saddened by the tragic passing of Charlie Kirk. We express our sincere condolences to the Kirk family. We agree with our students, faculty, and staff who bore witness to this unspeakable tragedy. He was invited by the student group Turning Point USA to speak on our campus. We firmly believe that UVU is a place to share ideas and to debate openly and respectfully. Any attempt to infringe on those rights has no place here.
Did they catch the man?
I condone any form of violence.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us on this dark occasion. I want to thank our law enforcement officers who are leading this investigation, starting with Chief Long and his response here with the UVU Police Department. We're grateful for your leadership and your team. And again, to the speakers that you just heard from who are co-leading this investigation. I also want to recognize Sheriff Mike Smith, who has been an invaluable partner as this investigation moves forward. I've been in touch with President Trump, with FBI Director Kash Patel. We are completely aligned with our state and federal partners as we work through this case. Now, this is a dark day for our state. It's a tragic day for our nation. I want to be very clear that this is a political assassination. We are celebrating 250 years of the founding of this great nation. That founding document, the Declaration of Independence, that this great experiment on which we embarked together 250 years ago, that we are endowed by our Creator with certain inalienable rights. The first one of those is life. And today, a life was taken. Charlie Kirk was first and foremost a husband and a dad to two young children. He was also very much politically involved, and that's why he was here on campus. Charlie believed in the power of free speech and debate to shape ideas and to persuade people. Historically, our university campuses in this nation, here in the state of Utah, have been the place where truth and ideas are formulated and debated. And that's what he does. He comes on college campuses and he debates. It's foundational to the formation of our country, to our most basic constitutional rights. And when someone takes the life of a person because of their ideas or their ideals, then that very constitutional foundation is threatened. Now, we have a person of interest in custody. The investigation is ongoing. But I want to make it crystal clear right now to whoever did this, we will find you. We will try you. And we will hold you accountable to the furthest extent of the law. And I just want to remind people that we still have the death penalty here in the state of Utah. Our nation is broken. We've had political assassinations recently in Minnesota. We had an attempted assassination on the governor of Pennsylvania. And we had an attempted assassination on a presidential candidate and former president of the United States, and now current president of the United States. Nothing I say can unite us as a country. Nothing I can say right now can fix what is broken. Nothing I can say can bring back Charlie Kirk.
hearts are broken. We mourn with his wife, his children, his family, his friends. We mourn as a nation. If anyone in the sound of my voice celebrated even a little bit at the news of this shooting, I would beg you to look in the mirror and to see if you can find a better angel in there somewhere.
I am a
I
laugh.
don't care what his politics are. I care that he was an American. We desperately need our country. We desperately need leaders in our country. But more than the leaders, we just need every single person in this country to think about where we are and where we want to be. To ask ourselves, is this it? Is this what 250 years has brought on us?
Yes.
Maybe that's not the case. I pray that those who hated what Charlie Cook stood for
Blah, blah, blah.
will put down their social media and their pens and pray for his family, and that all of us will try to find a way to stop hating our fellow Americans.
No.
With that, we're happy to take a few questions.
The FBI director is posting that a suspect is in custody. I think it's just like clarification. Do you or do you not have a suspected shooter in custody?
We have a person of interest in custody that's being interviewed right now.
And it's not George Sand.
That is not George Sand. That is correct.
So we need those shooters who are looking for another
Relating to the shooting.
Can you tell us details about the suspect being taken into custody, where, in your house, long ago?
We cannot. At this point, there is no information that would lead us to believe that there is a second person involved.
We have two shooters talking. Also, they don't have the shooter, right?
Oh, no, they never shut it down.
Closed circuit TV here on campus. We do have that. We're analyzing it. But it is security camera footage, so you can kind of guess what the quality of that is. We do know dressed in all dark clothing. We don't have much better description other than that.
Where from?
The shot came from here on campus, from a location, and potentially from a roof, yes. A longer distance shot from a roof.
So to clarify, with the security camera footage you have and the person of interest that's in custody, does that match?
That's what we're trying to decipher right now.
So did the FBI and DHS have anything on the threat about this morning?
I'll just say that the investigation's ongoing, and as soon as we have further information, we will be sure to release it.
Any indications of foreign intelligence involved?
As of now, I can't comment on any of that.
Can you talk a little about the security of the event itself? Like, was there security?
Yeah, that's the introduction.
What happens on these kind of events?
Where was security at?
So my name is Jeff Long. I'm a police chief here at UVU, and I'll tell you right now, we're devastated. We're a small police department. We have a very large campus. We have over 40,000 students, and we love our students. We love our visitors. And we're devastated by what happened today. This is the police chief's nightmare.
Yeah, I think it's a wrap.
I don't give a fuck about these niggas. I'm saying the police chief was making excuses.
Yeah, no, he was literally making excuses because my university.
Because most likely it's a white Republican that did it. They don't want to talk about it.
Charlie Kirk had his own security. We know he had his own security. They had campus police and they had the local police. These people were all present at this event. I don't know. Like I said, sometimes when you say things, you advocate that we in the United States would have a number of mass killings, shootings every year. You know, it's a price we pay to have guns. That's what he said. You say you can talk all that shit until you are the person paying the price, right? How many other people had to pay the price? Children in high school had to pay a price today and get shot. There was a young boy, 13 years old in Washington State, I believe, who had access to 23 fucking guns in his home, explosives. His parents are not being charged. They took his ass in for plotting. We have a lot of shit going on by people who want want to go out here and do these things, and then encourage people towards violent behavior and hate. And when it comes home to roost, it comes home. To say that, I never knew that he said that. I'm finding out a whole lot of things he said, but that right there to say that, it's a price we pay, and he knows it, but nobody else is willing to say it but him. Okay, then you got caught in the throat where those words come out of.
I think that the fact of the matter is that one, not everybody is only aware of who Charlie Kirk is, because Charlie Kirk was, Turning Point USA is a white supremacist group. They hide behind their seemingly a support of the Second Amendment, but really when you look at all their talking points, their white supremacist talking points, Southern Poverty, I think they've been on the radar of the Southern Poverty Law Commission as a white supremacist organization. What they do differently than, say, a regular run-of-the-mill Ku Klux Klan or neo-Nazi party is they were specifically targeting undergraduates on college campuses, and their MO is this. What they did is they would encourage undergraduate students to start a Turning Point USA club on their campus, right? And then they would, once the club got official, they would petition Turning Point as a national organization, and they would send one of their national speakers there. This has happened in my state, many colleges around my area. It's happened in other colleges. And their goal, this was even before the pandemic and during the pandemic, their goal was to recruit young, college, professionally mobile white supremacists and imbue them with white supremacist ideology and talking points. Now, they didn't always use white people for that. The two people that they used here was they had this black man that used to go around until he got mad and threatened somebody on social media, so he kind of put him away. Candace Owens was a part of their national platform and all of these things. And what they used that for was to galvanize. They would say, oh, we're going to come and have a conversation or a debate. But actually, it wasn't a conversation or a debate. It was really them spewing their bullshit. And then they would say, we're going to ask a couple of questions from the audience, and they actually wouldn't do that. But what they would do, because, that was a part, it started a firestorm, and then it would attract other people to their ideologies. So they use it basically as a big sign-up drive. And so it was actually, these are some of the things that, say, some anti-racism organizations used to do, and they used it for white supremacist purposes, and also specifically, like you said, Charlie Kirk has said, there will be a part of this if we're upholding gun laws in the ways that they shall not be infringed. So I think that this is a win. I think this is a win for Charlie Kirk. I think this is a win for his organization. I think things happen exactly the way he wanted them to, and I think that we should be celebrating.
Wait, you think Charlie Kirk wanted to keep
Don't even respond. Don't respond.
He said that there will be a number of deaths, right? And those things are okay in order to protect gun laws. And so,
wait, you think a 31-year-old man...
Marshall, don't even entertain this bullshit, man. Come on.
You think a 31-year-old man with 2 kids and a wife wants to die for the cause of gun rights, that he doesn't want to go home to his family at the end of the day?
That's what he said. That's what he said.
And I said earlier,
that was his whole platform.
If Charlie Kirk could come back after reviewing the after effects about this, I don't think he would say it's where the nation is mourning.
Exactly.
I just don't think it's a good idea to be dismissive about somebody who's politically aligned.
Hold on.
It was an assassination. What are you talking about?
He's not a political figure. It's not a fucking assassination. He got shot in the neck. He's not a king. He's not a.
No, but is a political
He doesn't have diplomatic immunity. He's not an assassination.
Okay, good.
So a lot of people are talking about he gets shot outside of clubs for saying dumb shit every fucking day. That doesn't mean it's an assassination. He got shot in the neck. So
You don't know the
take a shot
Marshall. You don't know the morning, Marshall.
You didn't have any response to him saying to several people, quoting him saying that people die
deserve to.
I'm asking you if you have a response.
Deserve for it, but
I think that there are reasonable gun restrictions that can be in place. Yes. But that does not mean Charlie.
I didn't ask you about if you thought there were reasonable gun restrictions. I asked you to respond to his quote.
exactly.
Okay, if you have guns in America, yes, there are going to be gun deaths. I don't know how to like.
So he
I don't know how to get around that.
There we go.
Okay, that's what the point is.
Marshall,
The dude
Charlie
was
probably
taking
said
out
this.
from 200 yards.
Oh, man.
He's
No, he wasn't.
taking a 200-yard shot
No, he wasn't.
for shits and giggles.
Not at that angle, no, he
Not camera, no,
He's not real parties, they don't hold guns.
Yo, we gotta have one mic in here. Come on.
Y'all remember there was a time when college campuses wouldn't even allow people so provocative on their campuses because they knew that this was a risk. But we wanted to push this. Like, listen, they do. They have a route. At that time, the colleges were aware that these are people whose rhetoric was hella provocative and very inflammatory. This is what people have been saying all along. And I fucking say that. This is not the time for a confrontation with reality and to accept reality.
Why people be mad when you like?
The reality is,
Why do people be mad when
All right, so the point, I think that it's just, Marshall, you like, nobody's saying they deserve to die. Nobody's saying, no. Well, some people are, but no, like, you can't get mad, bro. Like, you really can't get mad. Like, he was out here doing this. Like, this is the life, you live by the sword, you die by it. Like, I'm sorry,
you don't deserve to get murdered.
It doesn't mean that you deserve it. But I do find it interesting when these things happen to someone on that side, the outrage and the wanting of humanity from people who y'all have fucked up over the last, we have watched black, they may not have been, had 1 million followers on YouTube, but we watch black people die incessantly, through the 2000s. And I didn't see nobody like doing all this on that side. So now it's like it's terrible, but
Charlie Kirk died from overdose of fentanyl?
I have a question.
you can't expect people not to do this.
The funny part
Yes, I can
expect we do. Let's tell that to Trump. Let's tell that to Trump. Because more community violence. Why are you screaming? Why are you screaming? Why are you yelling? See, this white man thinks it's okay to yell at black women. But what I'm saying, yeah, like my thing is that you're not crying about Trump using violence, using military against black people.
What's going on? What is going on?
I have a quick question.
I told y'all to chill, but they're doing cartwheels on stage. Yeah. If y'all want to do cartwheels, cartwheel your ass up out of here.
Will we be able to speak?
I'm gonna kick you. You ask that shit again.
Able to speak when you
sound like AI. You sound like AI, sir. Are you real?
Don't discriminate on my voice. What's that?
Okay, all I'm saying is that he's trying to kill us.
Be quiet. Everybody talking.
Yeah. All I'm saying is this: if you believe, in any kind of metric of sowing and reaping, any kind of metric of law and justice, I mean, even Listen, on my PTR, that's the scripture. It says, "Let my enemies be destroyed by the very evil they plan for me. Let burning coals fall down on their heads. Let them be thrown into the fire, into watery pits from which they can't escape." Like, I don't understand why people think that freedom of speech means freedom of consequences. There is no acceptable metric. I'm not done speaking. Hey, rest in that femininity.
Yo, that's what I learned. Who's that guy that keeps talking?
Somebody keeps bringing his ass up because I shot him a second ago.
Who's this? That post?
Yeah, I sent him down.
That's my Indian friend.
Fuck him.
Bottom line is, bottom line is this: there's no way that you show that amount of hatred, that amount of fear, that you're doing this for years. Because, like I said, he was doing this before the pandemic. Turning Point was a organization and a national organization far before we even got into the pandemic. And I think it's poetically just for him to be killed for his talking points about like reckless gun use, and the fact that he has such racist ideologies, and then he was killed by a white man on a white ass campus.
You don't know that he was killed by a white man.
Die in the type of country and environment that he wanted. I mean, this is what he wanted. So he died. He died
into religious fervor, and then he became a martyr of his own movement. Why are y'all mad?
Exactly.
Why are you mad?
I'm not.
Okay, wait a minute. I don't know who's speaking. I'm not sure who's speaking and why. All right. Sir, you have had your chance to speak and you have spoken. We have heard you, and I appreciate your feedback. Emoji. I wasn't talking to you.
First lady.
Hi, Dr. H. Oh, child.
Who died?
Charlie Kirk, child.
Oh, no.
The man who need a root and scale plan in their Womack's PTR.
Good night.
What happened?
Somebody said cacao.
He was at a university and they shot him in his heart.
Somebody did.
That was not his heart. That wasn't his heart. That was his neck.
To the neck.
Oh, I didn't know. I'm sorry.
It was so graphic and so. They hit what they meant to hit because I never seen so much.
They hit his aorta.
So does that mean So that means America is making better snipers? So that
No.
I'm trying to get the clarity.
That nigga came up on the side of that nigga and shot him.
So wait.
What's going on?
Wait, so he was speaking at the time?
On mass shootings.
Yes, ma'am.
Specifically, he was speaking on first he spoke on the trans mass shooter, and then he did his little gang violence mass shooting dog whistle, and in the middle of gang file, somebody said.
Just in the audience? Oh my God.
And when I said you know how in the middle of the night when you be real parched and you gotta go and get you like a cup of fruit punch, it looked like I poured a cup of fruit punch.
Okay, also he didn't get shot in the aorta. He got shot in it probably hit a carotid artery. So it's not the aorta, it's a carotid.
I was just saying that.
No, not you. It's the other people who keep saying
No, but it was me because I said it.
That man ain't got no neck left. I don't know what they gonna do. Wow.
It is, and that we're having a conversation in regards to, the racial implications behind it. The governor just finished speaking. He said they said they had, first of all, they got somebody that was like a 60-year-old man, and then there was like, oops, wrong person, and now they have somebody, but they haven't confirmed that he is the actual person. They said they're still looking for a possible another person, but then they didn't. So it sounds like they got the person. So I guess they got it. Okay, y'all doing a lot of chihuahua.
Yeah, this is
I know a lot of people needed this space, and I'm so grateful that you guys are here. But the Chihuahua talk has got to stop.
First off, all I wasn't saying the exact words were from the actual.
CJ, you're doing it right now. Dr. AG, we're downloading Dr. AG right now. Can we get her clear and straight? You
Okay,
there.
I was giving the exact quote, but okay, go ahead, God.
Okay, all right, go ahead with the quote. Come on. I thought you was just.
No, I wasn't. I was giving you the exact quote. They said the person was a person of interest. They never said they clarified. They never clarified that it was the exact person.
Yeah, that's what I just said. I said, but based off of the fact that they're saying they're not looking for the way they said it, it kind of sounds like they have the person that they think that they should have this time, but they also alluded to the fact that they're still investigating or searching for anybody that might.
They made a pretty big deal in the press conference of saying that they want people to call in with any suspicious stuff, that they're still looking. It was pretty ambiguous. I mean, they said yes, of interest, but we didn't get the feeling that they were anywhere near ready to say yes. However, they did say that they do have the camera. It was from a rooftop from one of the buildings, and they've got the camera footage of it, so they can match that up to the person of interest.
Thank you, Angela Lansbury.
AG, you there?
Hey, Corey, let me get it after you.
Yes, I'm here.
So you were saying that some people's responses were inappropriate, if I heard that correctly.
Yeah.
Can you share how you feel? I'm one of the inappropriate people, I'm sure.
No, I mean, my personal thing is I'm not celebratory or any of that when any person loses their life in violence. So that's why it was inappropriate.
Okay.
No matter how I might feel about the person or whatever. Cool. Okay.
So some of us, me included, I mean, some folk might think it is celebratory.
Yeah. I mean, everybody has their own kind of thing. It's not judgment.
I just wanted to give you the perspective that some of us have said Charlie Kirk has reaped the whirlwind that he sowed. And we have no quarter for sympathy. We are not in mourning as a nation. We ain't giving no excuses. Oh, this is tragic. This is what you planted in the ground, in the universe, and it grew. It just happened to be the weed that choked you the fuck out. That's my feeling. I don't have any negative association with the results that he has reaped. And me, April, Just, and other people have read direct quotes from Charlie Kirk, killed by guns. Somebody else earlier read a quote from him saying, like, this empathy thing is some bullshit. Like, people, if we want the Second Amendment, people gotta die. People gonna die. So, I mean, that's where we are. And some folk have said that it's celebratory.
He just said it was a price to pay. And
it comes off as celebratory. You may not expect it to be, but it comes off that way.
Okay. So
Stop telling black people how to feel. Stop telling us how to regulate our emotions.
Hold on. Marshall says celebratory.
He said it comes off as celebratory. He didn't tell y'all how to feel.
All right. Can I respond?
Look, say nothing about telling you how to. He said it sounds celebratory. He didn't tell you how to feel. None of you.
Oh, that's the dog she's talking about. She's talking to her dog. I recognize. Let me just respond to Marcus real quick. I don't care if it comes off as celebratory, Marshall. really don't. Because what happens often is white people, especially in this country, feign morality and empathy and sympathy and care and calling to our greater angels, like the fucking governor said. But that shit is not present in your politics. It's not present in the laws that you pass. It's not present in how you treat homeless people, queer people, trans people, none of that shit. And so now all of a sudden we're supposed to tap into this wellspring of high morality. You could kiss my motherfucking ass. Excuse me, I'm not gonna do too much because there are some ladies here that I respect. I don't care. No, I was gonna say a bit more than that. I don't care how it comes off.
Political violence, no matter what you think, dissenting
Marshall, I did not interrupt you, and you've been doing this shit continuously. This is the shit that we're talking about. Like this patriarchal position that white folk think they can have when talking to black folk. Don't lecture me on what the fuck I can say or feel in this instance with what you and your ancestors in this motherfucker's cohort have done to black folk in the way of political violence, and y'all have been silent.
That's actually not what I said. What I said was political violence normalized takes down parts in democracies like it's going out of style. It's like the worst poison you can ingest and stuck through a trainer. It destroys republics. It destroys democracies. When it becomes something that is just common, it destroys the entire ability to live in a democratic system with rules and a constitution. You may not like that, you may disagree with it, you may even think that Charlie Kirk is a little bit deserving of this. But the increasing tempo of political violence in my 34 years of life.
Welcome to Black Lives, Marshall.
And the country is tipping itself toward an edge where it will destroy itself.
Oh, you should have known about that. That's when you should have thought about the fabric of this country being destroyed. When women's rights to autonomy over their body were being taken and black women were dying in hospitals. You should have thought about that shit when they were passing laws across this country that don't protect trans children and other queer folk, and they were being killed. Black trans women die, their average lifespan is 37. That's the fact of this fucking country. And I've never heard you say a goddamn thing about it. Now you're talking about the fabric of this country.
I'm not all of the white people. I was making a point about
you avatar for them.
So yeah, I'm not gonna let y'all do that. I'm gonna be honest with you. Okay, so I'm not gonna let y'all like use him as the avatar for white people.
I'm the only one.
No, we're not gonna do that, Corey. Not in here.
Alright, cool.
Hey, so you're not gonna do that to Marshall, because Marshall never does. Marshall tries to have an open conversation. He's never disrespectful. Y'all just want to, no, you're trying to take it to another level, and I'm not going to let y'all do that. If you want to do this, you want to make a political statement, you're not going to do it with Marshall. That's all I'm saying, bro.
Hold on. Patty, your perspective of Marshall playing this middle ground always.
Guess what? You guys aren't going to, listen, Lady done told y'all before how y'all like to try to impose how y'all feel about somebody on somebody else. You're not going to do it to me. If he's modded in here with me, that means he on Patty's side. He with Patty. So guess what? He with Patty. I'm not going to allow you to attack him. That's it. Now, if he thinks something out of hand, me and him can have that conversation. But I will drop him. But I'm going to tell y'all not going to be disrespecting Marshall. He just here. Have this conversation. That's it.
Patty, can I respond?
Hey, but we're not going to talk about Marshall. You got something to say to me, say it, Patty.
I'm talking to you.
Okay.
We talk, don't we?
Yeah, you know that. We talking shit. I got your phone number.
What I'm saying
Donald Trump's statement.
So, like, all I'm trying to say here is, I don't think anybody here, I can't say anybody, because some of y'all have, but I don't think the majority of people in here are trying to celebrate this nigga dying or anything for being shot. But at the same time, I kind of have to agree with Corey here. You can't in one breath say that it's okay with people dying as long as we continue to have the freedom of our Second Amendment, and then in the next instance, expect people to, or expect anyone at all, to be, or to give some type of sincerity or solemnness for your death when from a gun, when you yourself were a staunch advocate against gun regulations. I mean, it's kind of it's irony and it's damn near poetic justice in and of itself. I mean, he has been and I know most of you probably know the guy too. I met him while I was in D.C. during college. When Corey was talking about the cherry pick, they invited all the student government presidents from New York City out to D.C. and from New York all the way down to Georgia out to D.C. for a meeting. He was trying to get us to join Turning Point USA. Met the guy. I'm not saying he's racist, but he's definitely a dick and a prick, if anything. I don't feel bad about him dying. I mean, he lived by what he died by at the end of the day. Nobody's celebrating that shit, but you can't be a staunch advocate for it and not willing to die by it. He died about it. I mean, it's that simple. That's how much of an advocate he was.
I agree with you on that, Jay. I agree with you 100% on that.
He said there was a price to pay. He was okay when the price was other people paying it. But you don't get to have what you want unless you get to pay the price. And I honestly give thoughts and prayers. That's all I can do right now is thoughts and prayers. Because the Bible also says if he was a Christian conservative, as he claimed to be, there's the power of life and death in the tongue.
Welcome back to what the country was. We had like maybe like a 5 or 6 decade break. But what Trump was doing, that's what I was talking about before. This shit that he's doing and the division he sows and all the hatred and like where people feel like they can come outside now, like Patriot Friends outside, the Klan is outside. All these groups are outside right now. He's doing things in American cities. In the 60s, so you had 3 black and 2 white that got shot the same way that Charlie Kirk got shot. You have Medgar Evers, Malcolm X, Martin Luther King, Robert Kennedy, and John F. Kennedy. This is what this country has been. It's a powder keg. They killed 600,000 white on white crime or whatever. They killed each other. Abe Lincoln got shot. This is fucking America. Do y'all understand this is the country we live in? This country was a country that was just here with people living on it. They got discovered. They killed the people who were farming and working the land, killed them, took their land, and just kept moving forward and kept killing people. Then they went over to Africa and pulled people over and brought them here, tortured them, raped them, bred them, killed them. This is fucking America. This is what America is. So just this shit that's going on now, I'm saying nobody should lose their life, but just from the anti-lynching bill was just signed into law in 2022. 21 from 22. So all like the nigger barbecues where they had the lynchings and people, you can go back and look at pictures with little kids out there with hot dogs and shit or whatever, while a black man is hung by a tree with his genitals stuffed in his mouth. This is what America is. So it's unfortunate that this happened to Charlie Kirk, but get ready for more of this shit. The only thing I get concerned about is I want black people to stay the fuck inside. Black people don't shoot nobody, don't assassinate anybody, because they waiting to unleash the military on our ass. So it's good. This white on white shit, just keep it like that and just stay safe, black people. That's all I got to say.
Like I said, he thought about that shit.
People often talk tough when they think they can never be touched. He had security. He had security everywhere he went. Why? Because the way his mouth ran.
Looking back on it, I wonder if he could have foreseen this himself, would he have still been the same way? Would he still have been such a strong advocate over not having any type of gun regulation at all?
If he was a real G, Martin Luther King knew that his life was in danger, like speaking out against like racism in the Jim Crow South, like in Thurgood Marshall or whatever, going down south, almost getting killed. Like you changing all these laws. So I'm saying, if he is true to cause, people wanted to start a like you basically you have to be ready to die for your faith or die for your belief, like it was in the '60s, like it was in the olden days. We're back there now because of the way that Trump has this world. People feel hopeless. It's like he's bringing the militants. This shit is fucked up. We're back. Like we're back to an old America, a form that many of us have not seen in our lifetimes.
Why weren't we back to the old America when Gabby Giffords was attempted to be assassinated, or the two Minnesota Democrats who the Republicans really didn't show any grace on that writ large when they were assassinated 2 months ago. So we are so shocked that in a country where the MAGA party, who is in charge, the Republicans, people in the White House, and people who co-sign everything they do, like Charlie Kirk and all of them people, we are surprised when their rhetoric is violent, when their policies are violent, and when everything they do is violent towards so many people in this room and so many millions of people across America who are surprised that there's violence. Shut.
Spirit, I can tell you why. I can tell why I think why when Gabby Giffords and why when this other stuff happened, because you had leadership that had sanity or people that tried to quell things. Trump is changing the Department of Defense and Department of War. It's like all this shit that he's doing. It's like somebody said earlier, I think Corey, about like this whole thing about reap the wind and sow the whirlwind. They are literally just putting things into the atmosphere now that haven't been there. Like America is a powder keg. We are super segregated. We super hate each other. It's like we just sort of keep this thing together. It's like fucking glue and strings or whatever. But to that point, now with this stuff this going on, who's going to be the one that's going to really down talk this? We don't stay talking about people feel like that Charlie Kirk got what he deserved. Like, what's the administration going to say? Are they going to quell it? Is it going to be like, okay, we're taking the military in Chicago, like we're taking the military into Baltimore, we already have them in DC. I'm saying Trump is putting shit in the atmosphere, and it's like we're gonna have to deal with that. I just want people to stay safe because this shit is not getting any better. It's like it's really gotta get worse, I think, before you.
Michael, I find it ironic, right? And I'm not arguing his death is precarious, but he keeps saying that, but he said that empathy was a made-up term, rejected it as a valid concept. He said it was used for political manipulation, right? By the left, to be specific. He said they use it as a manipulation tactic for their agenda, right? He said that valuing empathy was dangerous. So he don't want us to empathize or sympathize, right? And he said that gun violence has there's going to be deaths, and that's just the cost of liberty. And he said that with a lack of what? Empathy. So now all of a sudden we're supposed to sit here and cry. Like, are we serious right now?
Here's what I was saying. Here's what I say.
I'm almost done. And he also said that systemic racism was a myth, right? It didn't exist. And when you start denying the obvious that's impacting us in significant ways, that means you're advocating for our demise, right? So why would we sit here and shed a fucking second of sorrow for him? Are you?
Yeah, no, you're fine. I don't have any sorrow for him at all, so I hope I didn't come across like that. I'm not celebrating. It's like
that in general. That wasn't to you, Mike.
Oh, okay. But here's what I was gonna say about some of the stuff you were saying is that so if somebody tells you a lie, you don't have to believe that it's true. You don't have to behave like it's true. We need to be better. He was a piece of shit or whatever, basically. Like he literally was a piece of shit. The stuff he said, I don't know if it was just a persona. He was a piece of shit in real life or behind the scenes. He was a good person, but what he gave out to the world, he was a piece of shit. So anything he said should be looked at as just lunacy and just something that was said by a piece of shit. Nobody should follow it. Basically, that's what I was gonna say as far as that.
Okay. So, did anybody read? Mel had put something in chat. Did anybody say what? Did y'all know Trump had a response?
Yeah, it was.
And we've been waiting for fucking responses for other shit. So he responded, and the dude just died a couple hours ago, and he said the great and even legendary Charlie Kirk is dead. No one understood or had the heart of the youth in the United States of America better than Charlie. He was loved and admired by all, especially me. And now he is no longer with us. Melania and my sympathies go out to his beautiful wife, Erica, and family. Charlie, we love you.
He also has a black
This man. We be waiting. We sat in this room. We'll have these conversations about certain things that's gone on. We have said, has the president released a statement yet? We checked Truth Social. We checked Twitter. No statement. Charlie Kirk died. He released a statement.
I want to hear that, right? You hear what he just did? He's inciting the violence. So he has a heart to the young people. So the young people, they killed your champion. Get out here in the streets, do what you gotta do. I'm saying Trump is literally, like I said, this kind of powder keg. Trump is sitting here with a match trying to light a few. He's always trying to do this shit. Instead of quoting it and being like the gun violence is wrong. Like he literally just in the statement you read, Patty, he is literally, that to me is an incitement to violence. That you trying to like get people on the.
And the key to that too is he released that maybe an hour and a half, 2 hours ago on Truth Social. He don't waste no time when it comes to his own, when it comes to the races that he's close to. Yeah, somebody who's absolutely trying to incite with that statement. He doesn't say that gun violence is deplorable, it shouldn't happen. Is look at your champion. What y'all gonna do? Indirectly, that's what he's saying. He's dog whistling, and he'll have enough distance to be able to say, I didn't incite that. But you know what? I also don't hear anybody that supports this Kurt, whatever guy that you say is. I don't know why he's saying we love you because he ain't here no more. But anybody that supports him, why wouldn't we have the same energy for January 6th?
Exactly. So
why was that same energy not present on January 6th when the violence was incited, right? And somebody died as a result of it. Where was that energy then?
All right, peace to the space. I did some homework on this guy, this Charlie Kirk guy. I just want to say this, right? Kirk, Charlie Kirk. So let's be clear who he is. So right now, he got killed on what's known as the American Comeback Tour, right? And he got, his project is called Amerifest, and his tag phrase is "Prove Me Wrong." I checked this guy out, and I checked out who is going to be speaking in his upcoming December Amerifest, right? Here are the speakers, right? Check this out: Tucker Carlson, Steve Bannon, Jesse Watkins, y'all know all the usual. But guess who's also on there? Dr. Prices. The ticket prices for his events, right? The students are $50. Then you can pay $400 for a student BP package, right? If you look at the prices, this is a money-making machine, and they are this organization is directly responsible for spreading this message around the college profile, right? And I watched his videos, man. This guy is just really, really out there. He's been under the radar for a lot of us because we never heard his name. But rest assured, behind the scenes, this guy's raised a lot of money for Trump and his cohorts. And guess who's on there? On this list, this is the guy that I hear a lot of people on this app sucking up to and giving praise to. Grant Cardone is on that list as well. So this is a guy. He was not a guy that really brought anything to our country at all. He was just intent on spreading vitriol in this argument. And now when you listen to him, you can see that there are a lot of people on this Clubhouse who utilizes his very talking points. It's scary shit. So y'all need to check that organization out. Again, the organization is called it's the American Comeback Tour. And y'all should just check that out. Go to the website, see who's involved, see who the names are, and get familiar with those names. And there's also a U.S. representative, Andy Biggs, is on there as well. So yeah, this was not some. They're gonna paint him as a martyr, so to speak. But this is not the case. So that's all I wanted to give y'all. Going back.
Hello guys, can I very quickly jump in here right now? So I will say that I kind of feel guilty that I'm not feeling sorry for him because at the end of the day, he's still a human being, and I don't think there should be political violence. However, I watched that video like 50 times, and I'm trying to garner some sympathy somewhere, but it's just not coming. I mean, this is someone that spent his life promoting hate left, right, and center, all in the name of his political views. I've read some of the stuff he has said about, I'm not quoting directly what he said, but saying stuff like, well, if you get, don't really matter, as long as we get the Second Amendment and stuff. That's the kind of stuff he's saying. And I think someone put it in the chat. is it CT? So I didn't see the person's name. Something about what this guy, Jesse Waters, is saying on Fox News, which I saw on Twitter, saying, oh, they are war with us. They tried to kill Kavanaugh. They shot Justice Scalise. They shot Trump. They shot. He's literally saying there's war. Now, this is the kind of nonsense that they keep saying every time. And then when someone gets shot, you want some sympathy at least or whatever. So I mean, when you keep promoting this kind of nonsense up and down the whole place, why are you surprised that people get killed? And I'm still going to watch that video one more time and see if I'll feel anything, because right now I don't feel shit. I feel guilty that I don't feel anything, but well, it is what it is. This is what he promoted, and well, good luck to him.
Yeah, violence is not the answer. Yeah, not the control. I mean, we're not promoting violence, but what the problem is that when violence does surface, the narrative is spun differently and is consistently. We are portrayed if it was up, oh, we need to send troops out there, it's gun violence. And to me, to any black person, you know, who supports this man, still supports this man, shame on y'all. Like at this point, y'all gotta be honest at this point. Like, I mean, first it was fun, I don't support Trump. Like, I know, okay, cool. But now, this shit is very serious. So you have to ask yourself, you know, it's only a matter of time before you're a target. It's only a matter of time.
So it's serious now.
They're going. You know, it's only a matter of time.
So it's only serious now. It wasn't serious before. It wasn't serious when he was elected. It's only now serious because of a racist guy got shot. I mean, I'm speaking, sir. Thank you. I was speaking. Go ahead. Thank you. So, like, I really don't understand. Like, I'm not really following your statement, Robert, like, about how this situation increases the severity of what Black people are experiencing in America. Like, have we lost track of what's been happening, or our rights being taken away and stuff like that? Like, the policy?
Okay, so, Agent, we don't know each other, right? So, if you knew me, right, it would make a little more logic to you. But I can assure you, I've been writing about this for years. What we're seeing right now is well documented. You know, I've published articles, I've talked about it on Clubhouse extensively. So what we are witnessing is of no surprise to me. I mean, I reacted with urgency a long time ago. And so for me in particular, you know, now I'm focusing on, you know, the next phase. You know, a lot of people are stuck where they are right now, and, you know, people are processing it. But I'm looking beyond this, and I've always taken this seriously, and I've always encouraged individuals in real life, in Clubhouse, to take this seriously, that we elected a man who was a clear and present danger to our democracy. Very clear. And the point that I was making is that a lot of people pushed back on that, and, you know, they responded, you know, by telling me I was being overreactive, fear-mongering, all that bullshit, all that distraction talk. And look at our freaking country. What a fucking mess that we're in. So I hope that puts some things in perspective. Agent, a pleasure to meet you.
You know, I wish we had these I don't mean in here, but I mean America, these kind of discussions when fucking children are murdered at school, going to fucking school. And we can have serious conversations in this country about that and show empathy for that or try to do something. So instead we have all of these, oh my God, clutching at pearls. How dare they say this when, you know, a white supremacist and Nazi who we love, you know, is speaking and gets killed. Well, you know, I'm not going to celebrate. I don't want any fucking gun deaths, period. But I'll tell you this, if you cannot have empathy for fucking children, then you're dead to me.
I hate to be like this, Spirit, but Americans, Americans don't care about kids. After Sandy Hook happened, an elementary school full of children, they would have done something about gun laws, and was it been like 25 years ago or something? They just don't care about kids. I mean, historically, just Americans don't care about kids, and it's fucked up. But it's just
I agree. And I think like we're talking about the school shooting that recently happened, and that happened in the same state that Columbine happened. And you would have thought that state specifically, given that they've had a lot of
school shootings, that they would, have stricter gun rules specifically in that state. And nothing has moved when it comes to gun laws in Colorado. So I agree with what Michael was saying. Nobody cares about children.
And we have fucked up parents who have arsenals with their 13-year-olds having access. As I said earlier, the 13-year-old in Washington State who was plotting a murder at his school, 23 guns in the home that he had access to. So, no, the president, vice president's going tomorrow to Utah. President Trump put out that statement about Charlie Kirk almost instantaneously after we found out he was dead. He's putting the flags at half staff. Half mast, I believe, is on the ship. Half staff is on land. Doesn't matter. But, yeah, absolutely, Michael. He is stoking things with the way that this was a fucking podcaster of this country. People on the right, I would say MAGA, I don't even know who they are comparing him to Martin Luther King and how the hammer has to come down now, blah, blah. Who knows? They're full of venom and vitriol and violence and ready to vent it. There's all my beats for the day.
Here's the thing, I wouldn't be surprised if Trump or that administration has something to do with assassination, just like you talked about Kennedy with the CIA and all this shit. I literally wouldn't be surprised if it was something like that to be an inflection point to like get something set off or whatever. Because like the guy that tried to shoot at Trump or whatever, apparently he don't have good aim, but this dude does. I'm just saying, I just feel like it was professional. It might have been some government shit. So, just ain't trying to be funny.
Or maybe to try to get some heat off the
Epstein. No, understand, Epstein is an issue, but they're trying to militarize. They want the military to be our police. He wants everything to be like what he saw in D.C. He went out the other day telling me he can walk the streets now. He's been talking about this. Again, I go back to the April 28th executive order he signed, where he talked about getting the military into non-lethal ways of policing the public. He wants to be like North Korea. He wants to be like Xi Jinping. He wants to be that military force that's policing the American people. And I'm just saying, for black people, just stay inside. Don't get involved with this shit or whatever. I hate to be like, I guess I'm getting older, so I'm just like trying to just keep yourself safe, because he wants us to fuck up. He's literally looking for us to fuck up. So he can put the Marines in Chicago, put the Marines in the Southeast DC. He wants that shit. Like, he really wants us outside. So just let them just do whatever the fuck they're doing.
Yeah, don't walk in no fear, don't cower. Pay attention to your surroundings, pay attention to what's going on. Like, and know what it is out here. Don't be out here sleeping. Like, stay woke as fuck, as a matter of fact. That's what I said. Stay woke as fuck. Stay alert. Stay in the know. And don't be out here don't be moving like that. This is not the time for that. It's really not. The agenda is very clear at this point. So I'm not even bothered. I'm not wasting any energy on convincing anybody or having a man, you got it. Like, okay, you got it. Feel how you want to feel, but I'm going to move accordingly. And I'm going to speak truth to power.
We still within the first year of Trump taking office.
Jim, now it feels like 10 years.
Yeah, fatigue, man. I know they got a term for it. It's got to be some kind of term out there for fatigue that the nation feels when he's in the office. I'm sure when you smart people look that up. There's a fatigue factor that comes along with him being in office.
But this is literally a part of the political tactic that they wanted to employ since they got in there.
The Yankees had a moment of silence for Charlie Kirk before the game.
That's wild.
Turning in my Yankees fandom right now.
That's wild. That's
turning in my Yankees fandom for real.
That's wild. They just gotta make him a martyr. It's wild. Wow.
He's a fucking neo-Nazi and white supremacist. What the fuck? Have we lost our minds?
Exactly.
In fact, that's why I won't be fucking with him now, baby, from here on out. I can do without it.
I'm gonna see who's taking my shit on capitalist.
Y'all should have heard him speak on crying about it, talking about he aligned with him on so many things. He was
Who's
such a
that?
TC. He said he was
Julio?
such a
That was Julio?
no TC.
Julio?
TC, not Julio.
Julio?
But no, he said he was such a great mentor for him, and he learned so much, and people mischaracterized him. He was a great man, a great man. The equivalent, this is particular for me, he said he is the equivalent of Martin Luther King, and he will be martyred as such. That's what he said.
TC said that, bro? TC said that?
TC said that, bro. I would lie, but you could bring him in and ask him.
No, I hear you.
If you bring it, you could bring him in the room and ask him. I guarantee you, he said what? He's the equivalent. He said that them losing Kirk is the equivalent of us losing Martin Luther King. They're on the same level. That's what he said.
I think TC might be going through a divorce or something, because what?
Oh boy.
I'm making this shit up, but I'm not.
Who are you divorcing?
When TC come in the room, can y'all do the silent treatment? Like, the motherfucker just trying to pull y'all aside. Like, y'all just keep getting playing with this shit. That's a stupid ass comment. It's one of the dumbest fucking comments I've ever heard in the 57 years I've been alive. That fucking is dumb as fuck. So please don't follow that shit when it comes to That's the dumbest fucking shit ever. Like, don't pay attention.
And that goes beyond trolling. To fix your mouth to say some shit like that,
Crazy.
I think you also have to consider where he said it.
But is that strange? This is the type of extremist rhetoric that they employ. It's always to the extreme. Did y'all just hear Patty read the quote?
Yeah, we heard it.
The great, even legendary, who was standing up for all youth in America. Like this appealing to the extreme, and then, like I said earlier, this call for sympathy and empathy, girl, miss me. And he gonna use this better than his assassination attempt.
Corey,
Whatever that was.
may I ask you a question? What do you think about Jesse Waters' statement in regards to specifically saying that they're at war? Okay, I'll put it in the chat.
can someone read it? I think he said they are at war with us and we can't let this happen and blah, blah. You know, I keep saying blah, 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 like what they say is not important. It is important, and I'm not brushing over to, or pushing it to the side. I actually had to tell my youngest, do not post anything on social media with your name attached. Do not send messages to any of your friends. You live in the state of MAGA, and it's a red state. You could lose your college admission. People could come to our house, and people may say I'm crazy and reactionary for that, but no, we live with crazy people. Okay, so I told him do not react on social media at all.
Well, I have it here. It says whether we want to accept it or not, they're at war with them, and what are we going to do about it? That's what Jesse Waters said.
I told you, young people did that.
And he also said this can never happen again. It ends now. That's that.
Their strategy from the first day of this administration, 12:01 p.m. on January 20, has been to figure out how to provoke violence. Over and over again, that has been their strategy, and this is going to be used the exact same way. Like their entire rhetoric for people who are saying, like, why are y'all talking about race wars and all of this? Like, what was it last week when another Southern white legislator was talking about we need a Marshall Plan for babies for our culture, red, herd, white people. Like, this is the war. And when people were saying, like, why do we keep saying this race war, or why black people, this ain't got shit to do with black people? No, on the surface, no. But black people stand in the way of
their achievement of this Marshall Plan for white babies. Black people stand in the way of what the Kentucky or Tennessee, wherever he was from, legislator was saying last night, that our ancestors built this for us. Talking to a room full of white folk.
That's a fact. So I asked the question last week before. So where are we going? Where are we leaving? That's number one. And then I just have a slight pushback, Corey. I believe they started planning November 5th at 10:11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Oh, no, they were planning this the first term, but yes. as we heard, right, the quote unquote adults in the room got in their way, which is why I have no adults in the room. Exactly. And this administration, every fucking job title that there is being fired and replaced like a revolving door for anybody who gets in the way of the agenda that they have. And most of this was detailed in Project 2025.
They're just like I said, just the mentality, just I don't know, fucking Arkansas raising. As far as with like the Trump assassination attempt, how many assassination attempts, if you just go back and think about people that have been assassinated, from Fred Hampton to Malcolm X to whoever you want to think about, even Ronald Reagan got shot and like the bullet had to like go in and get it and he was like close to like that. How many like motherfuckers, got grazed in the ear and then had like something that looked like ketchup coming out the side of their face or whatever, no blowback in the hair. But this shit today, if you saw that video, it's like a gusher came out of this motherfucker when he got shot. I'm just saying, it wouldn't surprise me if the government did this shit and it's an inflection point for this race war they want to jump off. That's what I'm saying. Black people talk to now, when they get with the youth, anybody, just stay your ass inside. Don't get pulled out into this shit until it's absolutely necessary.
If they try to frame a black person for this would be the worst frame job of all time, bro.
They can't do Utah. They
black people in Utah.
Yeah, in Utah. Because he couldn't even the person couldn't have snuck in. This is white on white crime. Leave it over there. And we just need to stay. But yeah, they can't do black for this. It happened in Utah was a blessing.
I hear you, but here we go. Here's the equation. A square plus B squared, right? So they've already started blaming it on the left. Black folk live on the plantation of the left. Black folk are dangerous. This is dangerous. This is why Trump has been calling for law and order. We have to implement law and order everywhere. These cities where crime is rampant, law and order, send the military. Oh, the courts are getting in our way. We can't send the military. So the citizens have to rise up and these militia groups and all of that bullshit. And so race war, no. But the lines are essentially politically drawn, and black folk, by and large, happen to be on one side. So the blowback, it will inevitably come to us.
We're on the same page, Corey. That's why I'm saying. That's why I'm not celebrating. That's why I'm not celebrating this, because we're on the same page. Anything that happens to them on that side, and that's what I'm saying. Stay inside. What's the breaking news?
Police are saying that dispatch audio reviewed by this People magazine. It's not like a fine. Described a person of interest in all black with tactical gear and a black long gun. According to other transmissions, the person wore aviator glasses, a black bag, long pants, and longer hair.
Right.
They say they were wearing all black clothing and tactical gear. So we know by the shot this was someone who knew what they were doing. But the only mentions of black are the clothes so far.
Sounds like that's on purpose.
Unabomber.
That's on purpose.
I know. You just described the Unabomber, didn't you?
That man who said all those people.
Oh yeah, that doesn't sound noticeable at all.
You can describe every article of clothing.
That's all the white boys' uniforms.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's every killer's uniform.
Yeah, but not his face.
Okay.
everything, that just sounds like general description of a person who does bad things. Like, that just doesn't sound like, okay, you're black with black aviators and a black long gun. Okay, and so you mean to tell me somebody dressed like that in Utah in the summer, nobody thought, oh, this is interesting. Why is this motherfucker dressed in tactical gear with the long gun?
He literally just described John Wick, bro. White collar,
They just described Neo from the Matrix, and then y'all let that rock.
Yeah. I don't know, man. Since January 20th, man, and somebody said this earlier, but it's like each day since January 20th, like we've just seen the dismantling of the foundational bricks of our country. That shit is crazy, and it's being done in real time. We all witnessing. We witnesses to the very questions that we used to ask when we were studying in school, like authoritarian regimes and dictators, right? Y'all remember that? And we would always ask, how could people have let this happen overnight? And right now, our country in a dismal position. I was on a call today with my team for a project, and we can't even price this shit out because there's a labor force issue. There's pricing with the tariffs. There's how a developer can't even render a freaking a pro forma because nobody knows. You know what I'm saying? And if that's us, experiencing that, I imagine other people working on projects are experiencing the same thing. It's just uncertainty. Nobody can answer any questions. We just don't know. There's so much pending litigation. There's pending indicators as far as what the economy is going to do. You can't even do shit. I mean, even people work. Everybody's just in pause position because we don't know what's coming down the pipe. And this country is off kilter as a result of that, the uncertainty and the chaos.
I keep thinking of the guy who went into the movie theater, I don't know how many years it is ago, and all that kind of gear, and shot the place up and walked out, and the cops, they just took him in. It's funny how those people never end up flat on the ground. I'm going to address Casey too in the chat. I hate to do it. Y'all know I love to go to chat. I'm going to shut up. I am that white lady that has to tell my relatives and friends not to tweet because I have a teenager still who's in college. Yeah, it was me, Casey, too. And because he is a teenager, there are sometimes I have to still tell him, remind him, hey, there's things that you could say that people could take a certain way. I'm not a hater. I really don't care. Honestly, that's not a thing to me. He is the person who spoke violence to people. He's the person who was hateful and hate-filled. And ironically, he was shot in the throat. I don't know if that doesn't get to you or not. When you spread these type of things, sometimes it comes home to roost. So that's my character, and that's how my kids are great, motherfucker. My kids are great. Don't worry about it.
Well, we don't take abuse in here, so yeah, it was nice knowing you, Mr. Casey. Thank you for stopping by. Come back when you got a better attitude. Bye.
Thank you for speaking.
Well, that was that.
First lady has spoken.
I strongly suggest you guys go to their website, to the organization. I won't say anything. Just for you guys to go in, click around, see who's in the part of the organization, look at just do it. I don't need to say one word, So you guys do your homework, and I guess we'll talk about it, tomorrow a little bit more. But because this story is going to be up front for the next couple of days, and we need to really familiarize ourselves with the type of person that this individual was, and that's it. And then just chill, because this is something that we can't debate it. They try to bait us either way. Somehow they're going to turn this into a liberal thing. They're going to turn it into, against any cohort that they don't like, whether it's black people, Mexicans, whoever it is. This story is going to be spun. And it's going to be spun with the dog whistle and the other acts of violence. The war has started already, if you ask me. anytime you have the president of a country deploying troops and military assets to different areas of the country, that's dealing with strategy. That's dealing with terrain. That's dealing with weaponry. That's what do we think this shit is? Like, it's on and popping. Like it's in real time. And like you guys have said, it's only a matter of time before more lives are lost in an incident somewhere in this country. I don't know where, but it's just only a matter of time. Tick, 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 tick.
Thomas, I just sent you a question in the chat. I said, who are you speaking about, Thomas? It should have had a comma in there, but I'm not going to be a grammar Nazi right now. Yeah, can you tell me who are you speaking to, Thomas? When you said somebody is victim talk, and then you said effing moron. Who are you speaking about? Go ahead, stand on all your 10 fingers. Go ahead, let them type. Type away.
Not the typing sound.
I got Thomas because I thought she was talking to me, and I just got here. No, change Thomas.
You've been consistently scaring people all day.
Just put a name on it. Yeah, we could put a name on it.
His name is Thomas Peterson.
Not Peterson.
Yeah, not Peterson. It's Peterson.
Let me not be stereotype. I ain't gonna stereotype Peterson because that name, I don't know how many axe murderers and like killed name, but let me be quiet. But that name triggers me.
Why is it triggering? Go ahead.
Y'all know why.
Go ahead, sorry.
Sure, it's on a separate topic. Just I put in the chat that the Chuck Schumer forced a vote on releasing the Epstein file in the Senate, and they just voted against it. The Republicans, with the exception of I believe it's Rand Paul and I think one other. No, she's not in the Senate. So yeah, it was a 51-49 vote to not release the files.
Wait, what's the ratio? 51-49?
51 to 49.
Oh, that's pretty tight. He needs to revisit that.
Well, it was Josh Hawley and Rand Paul. So they had forced a vote demanding the Justice Department to release the Jeffrey Epstein files. And the Republicans shot it down.
Oh,
so there you go.
All right, so they don't really want to know. All right.
Josh Hawley is the one that pumped his fist in the air.
Right there to push it through when the other news were trying it out. Do y'all think these motherfuckers?
Well, to be fair, they put it up earlier in the day.
I can't hear your head.
They put it out earlier in the day, like 8 hours ago, and the vote just happened like 2 hours ago.
Well, in other news, the Supreme Court is going to rush the decision on tariffs, so that also will be coming up.
Can't wait till a Democrat get in there and just do whatever the fuck he want to do when they got to walk back all the shit they're doing for him.
I just want the Gulf of Mexico back.
Man, the water been a little bit cleaner since they renamed the Gulf of America.
That's a damn lie.
The water's been clear on the Texas coast. I'm serious. You can put your feet in the water and you can see the bottom of your feet.
Do you think that happens overnight?
That's another lie.
4 years of Biden actually having to do yet.
You do understand sarcasm when you hear it.
No, I can't. Sarcasm's dead. Humor's dead.
I could tell with the king of dad jokes.
Oh, kind of.
No, what is this sarcasm that you speak of? Because I'm not familiar with your terminology, sir.
It's right next to something else you've never seen, a clitoris.
I would probably beg to differ. My wife says otherwise, but I mean,
if you've got like a relationship issues you want to relate on the stage, I mean, we're all here for you. I mean, I'm not. Maybe someone else. But, good luck with that.
Yeah.
Hey, Ray, is that those archives you were talking about? Because I think I might get it down a little pat.
You look right for a beginner.
Oh, thank you.
As soon as you find the clitoris, you let me know, buddy.
Is that a model of the Ford cars?
Female anatomy of this. Oh my God.
Hey, look, man, we needed a break. We talking about white supremacists being died and racist and shit.
Now, what is it? Clitoramus?
I feel mad at you. I'm still mad at you with the sundress, your sundress theory, sir. So you're
party ass sundress every day, and which I probably like to smell is women's gas and stuff. So I mean, to each his own.
Depends on the woman. If it's sundresses
are amazing. It's time for you to go lay down, Charles. I think it's special.
He said he wants a sundress every day of the week. Sometimes they be looking a little.
You gotta change it up, man. You gotta really do it.
I remember that conversation. I remember.
And y'all the ones who be getting fooled because the sundress be hot a lot, and then they come about that sundress and be looking like a busted motherfucker, basket bag of biscuits. Upset.
That was funny.
Like ghost dad standing in your room.
That shit. That's gonna be my go-to when I get big. Watch.
When I get big, that's hilarious. What sundresses y'all talking about? Usually the men talking about the ones that fit tight and fit.
That ain't a sundress. That's a body shot.
That's the
But I think that's what you're saying.
Them seersuckers and them sundresses, they be like kind of like, it might be fitted at the top, but that shit be flowy.
I think the men like the ones that are fitted tight sundresses so they can see the booty cheek.
It's a tight, there's tight sundresses.
That's a body con.
We niggas just, we don't know the name of that shit.
The one that's flowy.
Right. Niggas. I thought the sundress was the ones that they were in the spring. They used to they kind of look like a nightgown.
Oh, that's a bubble. Like the sundress would be like
elastic around the top part. And then
all right, my numbers are dropping. The numbers are dropping.
You can wear granny panties.
Don't leave.
Granny panties.
Don't leave.
Set this bitch on fire.
All right, so listen. Do you own a firearm? So 42% of the people say yes. I have it, I have training. Yes, I have training. Okay. 6% says yes, but no training. 42% say no, never had one. 42% says no, never had one. And then 13% says get rid of guns in U.S. So 136 people voted. And it's pretty much tie between yes, I have training, and no, never had one. Uh-oh. Yes, I have training, just took the lead. Okay. What'd you say, Penny?
I said, yeah. Niggas ain't gonna be able to save you. Not when they little pistols.
Listen, I just need a bunker to get in. Y'all can have your fun fighting and warring all y'all want to. Just give me a hole. Let me climb in it. Give me some food. I can plant my food. I'm sorry, say that again?
What about those of us who have guns, have training, but also want to get rid of guns in the U.S.?
Well, then you gotta choose which one you want.
Well, we're supposed to pretend that you people don't exist and that if you have a gun, that's supposed to be your whole cultural identity, like the Republican Party. See, that's the misconception I didn't really stutter, like people with guns, because that's the misconception of the misallure of, having proper gun control. Because I have friends that have like assault rifles, and they would love to have better gun controls to protect, child. I think what is it? Is it gun deaths are one of the leading reasons for children's death at this point, but we don't talk about it. Thoughts of concepts and prayers. So,
Thomas, those are worth it for the Second Amendment. So saith the recently departed Charlie.
Well, here's the thing, Dirk. Like, when do we stop, like, caring that MAGA's taking MAGA out, right? Like, I mean, what happened was sad, and I get it, but at this point, I'm like, concepts of thoughts and prayers, because it's the same energy he put in when he was talking about, like, school shootings. You know what I'm saying? And then at the same time, like, we have to ignore that MAGA is literally insulting MAGA, because, I'll just go ahead and say it now, and then you can be like, Thomas, how did you know? But most likely, in this whole crowd of just MAGA hats, Trump's approval ratings aren't really that high anymore. He's got like the lowest approval rating since, the last time he was in fucking office, right? So it's like, at this point, it's sad, it sucks, but when do we stop covering, or they start protecting the fact that MAGA is taking MAGA out? And I think someone said to the stage earlier that they're going to just find a way to spearhead to that this is a democratical issue, when the truth of the matter of fact is y'all are really just targeting each other because you don't like what the other person's saying. I mean, what was it? Scotty, you said that Josh Hawley voted for this Epstein thing, right?
Yeah.
And he was what? The fist bump guy on the January assault, right? Yeah, same dude. Yeah. So, at this point, it's just like, we just wait for them to take each other out at this point. I'm sorry.
Thomas, let me read a quote. I can't stand the word empathy, actually. I think empathy is made up. It's a new age term, and it does a lot of damage. Guess who that?
Charlie Kirk.
That's right. So they think, and Elon Musk thinks the same way. This is what the manosphere and these fucking right-wingers, they think empathy is weak. That's what they think.
They actually said that empathy was not Christian. That's what the white nationalists said. They wanted to get rid of empathy. I'm sorry, I just wanted to reinforce that. They want to get rid of empathy.
I mean, at this rate, I don't know why Second Amendment enthusiasts aren't thanking Charlie Cook for his service. Literally asked for it. He's one of the deaths that made the Second Amendment worth it, right? No? Or is it just other deaths?
You see what I'm saying? Like, and hey, what's going on, Sandra? How you doing? I hope you're doing okay up there. It's been a minute.
How are you, babe?
I'm doing all right. I keep looking at these car rollouts, and I just keep thinking about you. So I just wanted to say what's up. So, but it's like, at this point, it's like, it's hit the news, and it's like, oh my gosh, and it's like, for what? You had, what's his name, John Cena from the Young Turks over here talking about political violence. It's like, but it's one side. It's literally one side. It's not even like it's just, it's going back and forth. There was, one weirdo on the Democratic side that shot at a bunch of senators, like, back in, how long ago was it? But we have all this political violence recently, and it's all one freaking side. And then now it's just, now that it affects your home, but when it's school kids, we can't talk about it right now. Let's give it more time. Thoughts and concepts of thoughts and prayers. Oh, but Johnny Kirk gets shot in the fucking neck, and then all of a sudden it's a national.
It's funny, it's political. It's too political when kids die. It's too political.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Or it's fake news, like what's his name? What's the one that made all that money off of his dick pills, and then all of a sudden now he had to pay all that money back to the survivors of the Parkland shooters?
Oh, I can see his little rat face.
Alex Jones.
Yep.
He's a piece.
Yeah, 100%. Beats his wife. Guy's trash. But yeah, they love him. You know, turning the frogs gay. They made a whole concept song about it. But, you know, heaven forbid something happens to him, and then we're gonna watch all of a sudden, oh, it's all these Democrats. Or, you know, it's the LGBTQ community, because we can talk about them, but anything beyond that is beyond the scope of the capability of this fucking country. It's amazing to me. I literally, honestly, thank you for the message.
Okay, are we celebrating somebody's death in here? I'm not clear. No, we're not celebrating nobody's death. No. Okay, I can't hear you. What did you say? You know, open a new room. There's a room. Oh, that's, yeah. Oh,
She said, let me explain real quick.
That's what other people was talking about it. We had to open a new room. They said maybe we should open a new room. And then we let them have that conversation in this room. That's
So John Pierre has joined the stage. Hello, Glenn. You have also joined the stage. I'm not sure if you've been here. Let me go to refresh. All right, so Glenn is new to the stage as well. Hey, John. Hey, Water. How are you? Hey, Glenn.
John Pierre.
John Pierre.
Hey guys, how are you?
Hello. I'm good, thank you.
Welcome. Thank you. Oh, hey, how's it going, Scotty? So, well, apparently there's breaking news that just happened. Kash Patel is saying that the person of interest that he had in custody, that he said was almost surely the assassin, has been released. So, the person that they were so sure did it is now back out on the streets.
Shut up, hey, Tommy. What?
And I think that's an interesting part of this story, because when I look at Kash Patel, the FBI officials, the West Wing officials who've spoken on this, and I look at local law enforcement and the mayor, and I watch their press conference, there has not been coordination, number one, between the two sides, because they've been saying contradictory things for the whole day. And I think a part of it is because they were so, in my view, gung-ho about coming forward with commentary that they forgot how to do police work. Because when I watched that press conference, there was a lot of this country is going in the wrong direction and we need to heal and he's such a martyr. Not a lot of fact, which is usually what they lead with. Certainly they will offer condolences, but what I saw looked like something that would happen on Steve Bannon's show, not like something I would see law enforcement do in front of cameras. And I think that that's an interesting piece of this story. I also think it's really interesting that the media outlets that I've been looking at aren't using Charlie Kirk's words. They're not talking about the fact that this terrible thing happened in the middle of a question about gun violence and then playing his viewpoints about gun violence. And that's an interesting choice. All of these things are choices. You know, media literacy, very important. What you're seeing, what they're choosing to put on that screen, the quotes that they're choosing to show from him, the quotes that they're choosing to show from politicians who are putting out statements, these are all choices. And I don't know how long that's going to last. I don't know if that's just out of respect. And if they're going to have a real conversation about what his views were on guns, what his views were on empathy, all the things you guys I'm sure have been talking about. But I really hope that that real conversation happens, because if it doesn't, it's propaganda. If we don't have a real conversation about the era of political violence that we're in and who led us to that era, it's propaganda. If they don't play his own words about an act that ultimately led to his demise, it's propaganda. And so I'm going to be watching CNN, MSNBC. I mean, I was watching Ari Melber. I was watching Aaron Burnett. I'm looking at Anderson Cooper right now. It's a lot of wishy-washiness. It's a lot of empathy, right? Ironically.
I can't find the story.
I'm sorry?
I can't find the release story. Can you talk to me, please?
I actually said that on YouTube.
It's
who's speaking?
Yeah, it's on Cash Patel's Twitter. Because again, like I said,
Cash Patel's Twitter?
Yeah, he put it up. I still call it Twitter, guys. I'm sorry.
Can you put it in if you don't mind? Because I'm looking at I'm going all through breaking news and I can't find it.
Yeah, sure. And I'm not surprised if you can't find it, because it's the point I kind of opened on, that this has been botched from the beginning. The communication, the coordination has not been done by the book, because they're so gung-ho about blaming this on the left and using this story in a political way that they're not doing good police work. They're not doing good communications. They're not doing, frankly, good politics. And so that's the reason why you're seeing that happen. Because normally these outlets would have been tipped off about it, and then you could put a statement out, but they're just going straight to Twitter, right? That Twitter, Truth Social, these platforms are their defaults, and they don't even go straight to journalists really anymore. They're going to people like Steve Bannon and Candace Owens, and so the whole entire structure that would get us the information accurately on time doesn't exist in Trump world, right? And so, yeah, that's not a problem. I'll try to find it, and I'll come back.
It's already been posted in. It's already just
okay.
It's right there. It's good. Samaritan already posted on there. But to your point, though, it's like, I'm not holding my breath, because it's the same thing. Remember that bomber that was blowing up those houses in Alabama, right? And it's kind of weird, because when they found him living in a van. When they found him living in a van, they tarped up his van as they were going through they were transporting it to the police yard or whatever. To the point where they were like, even the police people were like, why are they tarp up the van? And the truth of the matter of fact is, he was highly MAGA. Like, he was just, his whole thing was Hillary Clinton and saving the kids and Donald Trump and all this pro stuff. So, the revolution is not going to be televised. It's been censored. Just like the active protests that are going down here in LA, they censored that. Remember when ICE decided to take their little trips to Flatbush, right? And they got their ass beat because apparently Haitians aren't playing that game, right? That got censored also. Same thing with Compton. Compton's beating ICE Asians' asses in a high degree that they have to go down there with security. That's being censored as well. So when they find out what MAGA nut this is, and then they disown him, and then they sweep it under the table, it's not going to be televised. It's just going to be swept. It's just going to be more shit that becomes part of the noise. And of course, they're not going to say what he says or all the nonsensical shit that he says. Because at this point, this violence and everything else is stuff that they've been stoking for years now. And now, unfortunately, Trump got his hand caught in a cookie jar with his Epstein shit. To the point he can't hide it anymore.
Yeah, I think that this is important for the left, Democrats in general, to acknowledge the culture shift that's happened with the media. What Trump world did very effectively is they engaged in a strategy to scare the media, to scare institutions like colleges out of doing the things that they've done and that they have a responsibility to do, which is to usher in truth and fact. They sued, and these institutions capitulated. You saw Kamala Harris talk about this, Barack Obama capitulated, ABC capitulated, CBS capitulated. Based on frivolous lawsuits, they ended up settling, because the one settled, you saw, like dominoes, all the others settled. And now they're making decisions about what to put on air based upon what MAGA wants. Make no mistake about it. When you see those negative stories, when you see them talking about the Epstein files, all of a sudden, it's not because they're so anti-Donald Trump. It's because MAGA said, let's talk about that. Be very clear. They are in Trump's corner like they were in 2016 when he got $1 billion of free earned media over Hillary Clinton. Just like Les Moonves said, who was the former head honcho, now disgraced, former head honcho at CBS, the serial sexual abuser, he said that Trump was bad for the country, but very good for business. Remember that? And so we're back in an era where they're going to do what MAGA says to do. And so this pomp and circumstance over Charlie Kirk, you just saw the New York Yankees, I don't know if you guys saw this or talked about it, the New York Yankees did a moment of silence for Charlie Kirk. Wasn't he the guy who said that if he saw a black pilot on a plane,
He called them DEI pilots. He wouldn't want to fly on that plane. Is that the same Charlie Kirk? And so now you're seeing the mainstreamification, the real mainstreamification of all these isms, racism, sexism, misogyny, all of this stuff, homophobia. It's good for business. We see the same thing reflected with the manosphere. Every passport bro with the microphone no longer, because of new media, has to deal with blowback from sponsors. They're getting monthly subscription fees from all these incels all around the country, and so it's good for business. And so Democrats, the left, we have to recognize that that is the era that we're in, and we have to push back. And so when you see people with money providing funding for influencers who are Democrats, don't crap on that. That's what the Russians did. That's what Republicans did. We should be paying influencers on the left to put good information out there. And so we have to fight back.
So I just have a quick question. When we were growing up, I don't know, for me, I was always taught like you shouldn't talk about race, religion, and politics. Those three things. And I feel like the more we have gotten comfortable in speaking about it is where a lot of the hate is coming from. But what do you guys think about that? Because this guy, he's going around saying all his hateful stuff, and now look what happened.
Well, I want to say this. With you being 79, it was such a big difference between when I was growing up and when you was growing up.
Excuse me, sir, I'm 87. I'm 87. Get the age right.
My bad. But with that being said, I completely agree. When you give too many opinions out, it leaves a lot of room for you to be judged. And, you know, chickens always come home to roost. That's all they say all day. Just like Brother Malcolm said about JFK.
But the thing though, right, it's just the fact that the publicization of, and it's just fear porn, you know, and that's all one party talked about. You talked about it during every campaign. Immigrants are taking your jobs. What is it? LGBT is turning your kids gay. You're losing your righthood of being a man, and the Democrats hate this country, and they're a bunch of pedophiles. You know, you create this nostalgia, and you want people to sit there and listen to it and vote, because now what you're doing is you're creating an emotion, which is a visceral rage. And it's like, you know, you have to understand, like, with the right, they have their own armed militia that have been blowing up abortion clinics since the dawn of time. Well, we don't acknowledge it. We don't talk about it. It happens, and we say it's sad, and then move on as, you know, a whole generation of doctors are being wiped out or exterminated. And now all of a sudden, what we have right now is we have a party that's like that Borealis snake, which eats itself. And somehow we're supposed to feel bad about it and sad, when the truth of the matter of fact is you were the one. You were the one that pushed this up. You were the one that made all this, put all this nonsensical shit in the news. There's 800 things we could be talking about right now to try to, I don't know, help the youth in this country. But no, we're going to sit here and pretend that this con man, this grifter, somehow is a great person, because he literally got his roosters did come home to roost. His chickens did come home to roost. You know, I'm sorry, I'm not celebrating his death, but at the same time, I'm not going to shed a tear for a snake. Go ahead. Sorry.
I just wanted to say what I was going to say. Go ahead. I'm sorry. No, go ahead. Yeah, no, I was just going to say, firstly, you know, you said, you know, we were raised not to talk about race, religion, and politics. But it's the very people that tell you don't talk about it that have been using race, religion, and politics to oppress us, to create, you know, to terrorize us. So like this whole and to what who was just speaking, Thomas, like that's the thing. They've been using race, religion, and politics to enact the very things that they're doing right now. I feel like we don't live in a time where we can't not talk about race, religion, and politics. It's those very things that they're using to
to bear us down, to bear down on us.
And I was gonna say, that's almost what I was, the same thing what I was gonna say, but I think the reason that whole motto right there that we have, because that's like an American motto, you don't talk about race politics or what is it, something else. And that's why we're in the situation we're in right now. It's because we tiptoe around everything. We don't want to talk about none. We could have been over this, you know what I'm saying? But we always do this, so you don't know who's the fucking devil. You done chimmy Jerude with a fucking racist because they know how to be nice to you at work. That's why, like, these are the conversations I want to have first. Yeah, what's your politic? Because if you got a crazy politic, my favorite conversation is with another motherfucker. I don't want to talk to you. And I think we should start having more of these conversations. So I can let you know, I can go get the fuck.
Charlie Kirk, not like John Pierre said, not one news outlet has said a word about, not one news outlet has even called him controversial. They just said a father, a political activist.
They didn't call him an activist.
Yes, an activist. But none of them called out any of the controversial things that he has said. None of them talked about him saying that, talking about empathy. None of them talked about how he said, hey, look, you know what, if you don't have death threats, against your life, then you're not serving your country. Like, none of them talked about any of this stuff. Like, this dude got served the same shit that he's been spewing. But they want to talk about, Charlie Kirk and we should have a moment of silence. Like, no, we don't need it. Why are we having a moment of silence for a racist?
Well, wait a minute. Who said that they needed a moment of silence?
John Pierre just said the Yankees, they had a moment of silence. My sister called me and said, and Congress had a moment of silence. Like, what the fuck are we talking about? A moment of silence for a racist?
Hold up. So, did they have a moment of silence for the lady and her husband that got shot? The ones that were
the Minnesota legislators.
Yeah.
No.
I don't know. I'm just asking.
No.
So they didn't do a moment of silence for them?
And not for the dog.
Why would they?
And not even for the damn dog?
And not for the dog.
They flying flags and hashtags for a fucking racist in this country in 2025. That's what we doing.
No flag flying, half mast, no apology from Washington, nothing.
Wow.
Yeah.
They don't care if they die.
And they were, shot in cold blood. Sorry, April.
I just wanted to say, I wanted to add an underscore Gretchen Whitmer, who was almost kidnapped and killed. They make fun of her. When it came to George Floyd, who was murdered, they make fun of him every day. Charlie Kirk recently made fun of George Floyd being murdered. His name was a crackhead. When you go to Michelle, who was just murdered with her husband and dog, they make fun of her. Who was, the Democrat state lawmaker from Minnesota. When it came to Pelosi's husband, who was almost killed and beaten up, they made fun of him. I don't want to hear anything from these people. Honestly, I don't. Because this is the thing. We're in a respectability politics world now, where if Hitler was alive today and was killed, these same motherfuckers would say, that he had a family, that he was a father, that he was a good man. Fuck.
I want to add to Andre's point real quick. Another thing people don't bring up about Charlie Kirk was that he literally called for the shooting and whipping of migrants. Shooting and whipping. Also Charlie Kirk.
Okay, so this is what I need from y'all. Somebody had read something earlier. They didn't want him on campus. Is that true? Can somebody bring me up to this date with that story?
A group of students did write the administration and tried to urge the administration to not have him on campus. That is common. That's common with damn near every campus he went to. They didn't want him on campus. Like, why the fuck would you want the stinky classmate at your birthday party? Like, you know what I mean?
Listen, he was in the state of Utah. I mean, last I checked, they're a red state, so it's fitting that his demise was there because I'm sure the folks that didn't want him there were the minority in the bunch of not wanting him there, but they invitation to whatever was gonna go on and go on. So he got whatever he was there for.
Well, wait a minute, because the security officer of the school, I guess he was like the head security officer or whatever, he said there's 40,000 kids in that school. So do you think that there was a minority there?
No, I'm saying a minority as far as in the numbers of people, like the students that oppose him being there. They were in the minority. That's what
Okay, you think
apparently did.
Okay. Maybe they were in the majority because a lot of people said they don't want him to be there.
Looking at the number of people that showed up, they look like they were
40,000 people though.
Yeah, they look like they weren't supportive of him being there.
And there was a lot of people from around town that was there too, like from that crowd side.
I think it's interesting. And a lot of protesters that were actually there at the event. And
Is there a queue? Yeah, let me just mention one.
Talking. I didn't know.
Who's talking?
There was a lot of protesters outside the event as well. And there was people that was trying to storm the event. Because I'm reading an article right now that was talking about there was a lot of people there that did not want him there. They protested him coming there, and there was protests at the event.
Okay, so let me add this.
Spirit was there.
So thank you so much, Queen. I appreciate it. Yeah, I just wanted to mention the quote, "You do not have the brain processing power to otherwise be taken really seriously." That quote was referencing Black women. And that quote was Charlie Kirk. Thank you.
What? I was referencing Black women.
Yes, you do not have the brain processing power.
I'm listening. I'm a little bit, you guys, excuse me, but I'm a little bit behind you guys. I'm just trying to catch up. So,
Okay, so you do not have the brain processing power to otherwise be taken really seriously. And then he added, you had to go steal a white person's slot to be taken somewhat seriously. And he was, there's the one that we should have empathy for. Fuck that motherfucker.
About Charlie.
I wasn't saying having empathy for anybody, if I did make that clear. I was just trying to catch up.
Referring to you.
Okay, because I said, are we celebrating somebody's death in here? And then I'm reading the articles right now.
Most likely he died when that shot hit, because I was looking, I saw the video.
That's how they're saying on the news. I just read it. They say they died in the hospital.
Yeah, well, one of the bystanders said that it was there. He said he saw him talking. He said he saw blood coming out of him and his body go limp. And then they escorted him away in a limousine, like a car. And but yeah, whatever efforts they.
They said he died at the hospital.
So yeah, they probably pronounced him dead at the hospital.
Yeah. Somebody wanted to ask me a question. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I wanted to ask you a question. I was like, what's the crime rate in Ohio? And do we send National Guards over there because you're talking about a national treasure got shot that we have to put everything half-mast? So does that mean that we're going to put National Guards in Ohio now to lock that shit down because of this horrible tragedy?
This is in Utah.
This happened in Utah. That was Ohio. It happened in Utah. Yeah.
So does that mean we put National Guards now in Utah now to lock that down because Charlie Kirk got shot at a school?
We will have to see. We'll have to wait and see what the Trump administration wants to do because, he's about, he's totally against violence.
Obviously, the answer is to send the National Guard to Chicago for this. That's what the answer is.
Right.
And I think it's going to be something more sinister. I think what we're going to see is a ramping up of surveillance because it's already going on. Let's be clear about that. But they're really going to ramp it up. Anything that you say, we're seeing it when people are coming into the country, even U.S. citizens are looking at your phone just to see if you've said anything that's anti-Donald Trump or anti-Israel. And so they're going to be watching, especially those who are influential, pop culture,
celebrities, influencers are going to be watching what they do, and we have a great history of that, right? As we know in this country, you saw the files.
One word, Palantir.
Right.
So it's really interesting because I'm talking to my son, and he said that he was at his campus. And I was like, wait, your campus is a liberal campus? But he said, yeah, they were race baiting. He was basically race baiting. So I'm learning a lot about Charlie. Didn't know too much about him.
Yeah, he goes to liberal campus. And everybody in the crowd is not like a pro MAGA. He invites folks to debate him. So the person that was debating him when the shot was fired, he was anti-MAGA.
Can I tell you just some tea I know about him? Just because I've known this for a long time. So Charlie Kirk said just a few things that he essentially said. He said black people evolved from chimps. White people were made by God. He said that's why we look like monkeys. He said black people, we should have never ended slavery, and that we're in slavery because of our own fault. But the Bible said it was fine, and we should follow the Bible. He said that we should never, ever have given us voting rights, because now look at what we did. The civil rights movement should have never happened. He said Martin Luther King Jr. was a rapist and a liar, and not a real pastor, because black people can't be Christians. He said women should never have the right to vote. He said we should have whites-only towns. This is a legitimate racist. He has said crazy stuff about Jewish people as well. This is a literal Nazi. He is the reason why all of these Gen Z men are right-wing. They all were isolated in the house during the COVID era. He is who they were watching on TikTok and on X at Twitter at the time. This is one of the reasons why Trump won Gen Z men, Charlie Kirk. So and people online are tweeting, this is our George Floyd.
Disarmament. No nuclear weapons.
Women, don't say
nuclear
nothing.
weapons.
What's going
No
on?
nuclear weapons. No nuclear weapons.
Are you okay? Do we need to call this the psych ward? What's going on?
Yeah.
No,
the last thing I was going to the last thing I wanted to tell Lisa is, by the way, a couple weeks ago, he was making fun of George Floyd's murder online. So it's kind of crazy how, and also the woman that died in Minnesota, the lawmaker, her husband and dog, made fun of them, said it was Democrats, said they deserve to die, who cares, it's all fake. Backed up the quote unquote, it's a hoax from Democrats, the Epstein nonsense. Originally, he was all for getting the Epstein files released, but then when Trump said it was a hoax, he completely backed Trump up. He is in Trump's pocket and was in Trump's pocket completely. So
I don't give a fuck about none of that shit. All that shit is irrelevant.
I want to hear what you guys say. I want to hear what this young lady guys say. Go ahead. You might be afraid.
Whatever the fuck you got going on, get us the fuck up out of here, sir. Now. I'm willing to consider. I am willing to consider. Okay? I'm willing to consider that you got some shit going on and maybe you need a little motherfucking help. And that's cool, motherfucker.
Can you put Kanye on the phone?
Yeah, that's cool as fuck.
Kyla, are you okay?
Y'all got a problem?
No.
Okay, what do you?
We're trying to figure out what you're talking about, sis. What are you talking about?
Guys, you want to have a conversation?
Hold up. Is she getting beat up? What's going on?
in Chicago,
she's walking in the room bloody ass naked. This motherfucker going through a mental health crisis, and y'all stupid motherfuckers.
No, I'm not going through a mental health crisis.
Butt naked in a hotel room.
I am fully competent. I do not consent to these numbers.
I told
I
you.
do not consent. No is a statement.
Please quit that bullshit, y'all. Please stop.
No.
Y'all goofy as fuck. Y'all people lying. Y'all still here.
Should we call 911?
Actually,
mean, you guys are talking over her. Didn't you hear Patty and Late First Lady said they want to hear her? Mute y'all's mic.
No, I think it's someone who's with her who's saying.
No, that's it. Go on mute. Mute your mic. What's the problem?
No.
Take all my shit from me.
Alright, I want you here. I want you here.
You do not. You don't.
I want you
You
here.
don't. No, you don't.
I do. I do. I do.
Stay. Since you got me in the room, stop doing that.
Okay, so we need to have a conversation.
No. You need to take this shit in here. Because if you don't take this shit in here, believe it. No, something ain't adding up. I don't got time for that shit.
Something ain't adding up, baby. Something ain't adding up because I'm fully competent. I know exactly what's going on. And we are real time, y'all. And where is Key at? And if Key is here, then we in there.
Nobody knows who the fuck you talking about.
Yes. If Key Yep. If Key is there, then we are in there. And you will not harm a hair on his motherfucking head.
Stop all that crazy.
You will not dare touch him. Don't ask me who the fuck he is, because you already know who the fuck he is. Where the fuck are you? I want to see you face to face, whoever the fuck you is. Because I wasn't talking to you, I was talking to G. That's my people. And I got my people. Don't worry about my people. I'm good. Me and my people, we straight. Christ came, bang, bang. Christ came, bang, bang. Christ came, bang, bang. Christ came, bang, bang. Christ came, bang, bang.
What hotel are you at?
Don't you worry about where the fuck I'm at. You already know where the fuck I'm at. Where the fuck are you at?
Ooh.
Jesus. Lord, that is the mercy.
The spirit is moving.
Why are you behaving like that? Why are you behaving like
The
that?
man,
Why are you behaving like that?
Okay.
It's just me and you in here.
No,
You in here, Kirk.
no, you just don't know who you are, baby.
What the fuck, yo? I know who you are. Child, I ain't no doubt about that. Ain't nobody have to tell me that. No,
You just don't know who you are, baby.
no, don't feel that.
You just don't know who you are. This is the baptism of the Holy Spirit, y'all. Oh God, this is the baptism of the Holy Spirit. I'm here. This is the comforter. Oh my God, I'm so glad that I found y'all. Oh my God. I'm so glad I found y'all. I'm so glad I found y'all.
No, stop.
Who's there? Is it Key? Is it Key? Who's there?
I'm smoking on that Troy pack tonight, baby.
See, now you get dropped.
You can't control this, man. You either gonna talk to the Most High or you gonna prove to me that we got some shit going on in this
You
key.
guys are making fun. Stop it.
You either gonna talk to the Most High or prove to me that this is Key.
Ma'am, you're on Clubhouse. Is there anything we can do to help you? Where are you?
All right, now this ain't no psychotic episode. Let me go figure this shit out. My nigga figure this shit out.
okay.
My nigga figure this shit out.
All right.
I think I figure this shit out.
God bless.
Lord.
Come on, that was scary.
Christ gang, bang, bang.
And you know that shit's not funny though. Really,
It's not funny at all.
Not at all. You guys are some twisted motherfuckers.
Lord.
You Lord, my ass. Oh Lord, so I can drop you because
That was not.
I'm so sick of these fucking demons. You need to shut the fuck up, though. That's crazy. When you see somebody in pain, all you can do is mock them. You guys are some twisted motherfuckers.
Oh, Lord Jesus. Well, I'm just gonna pray. Excuse me. Don't just give me a minute. I need a minute, okay? Because I don't know what to feel right now. I don't know whether she was trolling, whether she was serious. I don't know. But in case that she was serious, I am praying that whatever she is going through, that she gets the healing, that she gets the help that she needs, that God covers her heart, her mind, her soul, her spirit from the top of her head to the sole of her feet. Whether it was a joke or not, the fact that you even want to play like that, if you were playing, then something is still wrong. And if she's not playing, I pray pray to God that something will cover her and keep her. I don't know the man that she was with. It sounded like to me he was trying to leave. She said, I don't want you to leave. I want you to stay. And then she said, don't. It seemed like she wanted to talk. We tried to ask questions. That's what made me kind of feel like maybe she's trolling. Don't ask me where the fuck I'm at. You know where I'm at. These are the words that she said. He said that she's having a mental crisis right now. And then I think he said that we were weird. Did he call us weird?
I don't know if he.
Well, he doesn't know us, so he just knows that she goes from room to room and just be speaking to people. So he's just like, yo, y'all have her on the stage like this, like.
I looked at her.
But I've never seen her in this room.
Yeah, I looked at her ID to try to see if we could identify anything.
She's a biblical smoke. She goes to the Maccabees. These are all religious spaces. And she also said the power of the Holy Spirit. This is the Holy Spirit. So I don't know if she had too much religion that's then got into her mind and got things going on. I'm not sure. But
if you go to her Instagram page, it was still.
Oh damn! You clicked on it.
Yeah, I did. Because I was trying to see if there was something that it wasn't religion. I can tell you that.
Okay.
Some of the names on her, if you look at the names.
Yeah, she was in Manta. And she was talking on her page.
I mean, you did as much as you could to kind of, to keep this as, to get as much information as possible. So you did. I just wanted you and the moderators know you guys did as much as you could have. It was very hard to try to pick up and follow. So, and it's just part of it's just part of social media. Sometimes we don't know the whole angle or what is the stimulus or what somebody is saying. And this was a little hard to parse out at my end, to be honest with you. So you did the best you could.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
People have been harmed and killed on this app. You guys, it's easy to make fun. Sometimes you just have to listen to it. I was praying to God we weren't going to hear something we don't want to hear. I know Clubhouse won't do a damn thing about it, but at least I made a report of it. I think all of us find a way to help people if you can. Bless her, I hope that everything's okay.
And that's what I was going to say. It's like it's so ready to make fun of somebody and take somebody's pain and use it for your pleasure. You couldn't know that you could possibly help somebody in this moment. So that was my whole thing. And, and I appreciate you too for letting her speak, because if it would have been any other space, they would have dropped her before I could even find out what was said and kicked her out the room. So I appreciate you guys letting her speak, even though you didn't get a chance to do anything for her. Maybe something positive is going to come out. So to God be the glory.
I'll be real. I thought I was in control there for. I thought it was a recording that somebody was playing, and then when she started actually responding to the comments that was made, I was like, "Oh shit, time to chill."
It was something about her voice when she joined that startled me right from the beginning. Like, wait a minute, hold up, this is something different. Because people come on the stage, they yell. But that just wasn't, that was a little strange. Mike P, I see you keep raising your hand, and you and I, we've had conversations, and I don't want the people to fight. So if we could, not do that, I would definitely appreciate it. I don't know, that just took me out. That just took all my energy out. So y'all can have a conversation.
I just wanted to say.
Motel 6 right now.
It took me out, and I just tried to figure out, is she trying to drop us through clues? What is she talking about?
Exactly.
And I was really trying to get beyond what she was saying to see what was really, if she would give us some more to work with.
And she said something about nuclear. Did she say something about that?
Yeah.
That was the first thing she said.
Yeah, then she was like a preach that she went off on, a chant.
It sounded like a protest at first.
But she also asked, was Key with us?
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
Yeah.
Like, Key was a word we should know, or a name, or an entity that we should know. And she was looking for Key.
Yeah, but either way, the man could have been in distress. She could have been in distress. If she's going through a manic episode, she could probably hurt him, or she could hurt herself. So that's why I thought it was best to just try to look for clues. call the police because that shit is kind of weird.
Exactly.
Because she can probably hurt him. We hear her yelling, but then you also, if you pay attention to the background, he was trying to leave. So I don't know. And she's not a small girl. If anybody went to that Instagram page, she is a big girl.
Oh, yeah.
He said that she was out in the hallway naked.
Yep, that's what he said.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep, he said she out here in this hallway at the hotel naked.
Well, that's
He's like, I'm leaving. And she said, no, I want you here. And then all of a sudden she softened up. She softened up for a minute. And then she went right back in. So that's what I'm saying. It wasn't, I don't think it was a troll. But then again, I'm like, I don't know.
It was low tweeted. I don't know what they was.
No, he didn't sound like he was tweaking. He didn't sound like
No, he's not.
You're right, Water. You're right. No argument has to start.
Nah, it definitely wasn't trolling. It definitely wasn't trolling, and he wasn't tweaking.
He gotta be on drugs, some drug person. That's crazy.
I know.
I just want to thank the boys. I just want to thank the boys for standing in the gap. We need more people to stand in the gap. Thank you, First Lady. We.
Okay.
I said, please mind the gap.
All right. So perhaps maybe the enemy came to destroy the conversation. I don't know. Or maybe that was a sign that we just need to leave that conversation alone. I'm not sure, but I know I'm kind of exhausted at this point. That gave me an extreme additional headache on top of what I already had. And I ain't lying about that.
You exercise great restraint, First Lady, because you asked her a question, she went after you, and you exercise restraint. I think it's a sign of emotional maturity. I appreciate you.
No day, and what, we're only on Wednesday?
We got a lot of practice with you guys.
Let's just take a deep breath. This is not for the weak. We got another 3.5 years of this.
No. I'm not speaking that into existence. Listen. People don't understand that change can come in a blink of an eye. Mike P, I'm scared. I'm scared to press that button and bring you up. I'm scared.
He got me slowness too. He's talking about this and crash out. You need to stay down there.
Well, you can come up. I have a kryptonite for him, so you can come up. I can guarantee you he'll behave.
No, he'll never know how to behave.
You sound so nice and mellow right now, you guys.
All right, Mr. Mike. Wait, so
He opened his mouth one time, I promise you, I'm kicking his ass out.
So
I'm not playing this. He always do this crazy shit. And then he did that shit with that woman. It's like he don't know how to stop.
okay, Penny.
you act stupid, I'm gonna post your picture, and you know you're gonna like send bad.
Okay, Penny is here. Let me bring Penny up. And then I'm gonna bring Mike up. It sounds like Penny has part of the kryptonite for Mike. Okay, Mike.
So before y'all lose it with Mike, you just have to know that.
Hey, what up?
Hey, Lisa. Hey, friend. Oh, that's Gemini. That's my brother Gemini. Hey, everybody. So, one thing about Mike that we have to remember is just remain calm. It's like I don't even think he believes the shit or that he says.
Oh, Dr. Julio, what's going on?
That's my bookie too. And Mike really is a nice person. He has this ogre Shrek energy where he says he has layers like the onion. And so I don't know why he does this from room to room, but I figured him out. You just have to just say, "Aw."
Penny, what are you?
Penny, that's the reason why I said I've had conversations with Mike, and I've seen a different side of Mike. So
He tries to be difficult, like intentionally.
I know exactly.
Penny, I've never been difficult with you a day in my life.
I
don't know why he does that. I really don't.
Penny, I've never been difficult with you a day in my life.
I know, sweetie. That's what I'm trying. Like on the Honorable Dr. Julio. Can we get one mic?
How y'all doing?
Good evening, Dr. Julio. How are you? How are you, sir?
Shaking up just a little.
Okay. So shaking up.
Oh my God, I came at the right time. Hold on.
Oh, you fools, whatever.
I have a link here about with that. What's her name? Hold on. What's her name?
Wait a minute. Come on now.
Oh, no, I'm serious. I really do.
All right. Well, I was in the jumping ahead.
Amanda Seals. If we can play that when the first lady is done, thank you.
Excuse me, you're pampered right now. Dr. Julio, are you shaken up because of the recent events with Charlie Kirk?
Absolutely. I think that we live in a, I mean, the inability to have a healthy disagreement with somebody. I don't know who did it, Chris. I have no idea. What I would say is this, right? If of all the disagreements that I have with every last, one of you moderators, at least it's top three. Me and Patty probably don't agree on much. Me and First Lady don't, but we can talk for hours without there being an issue. I think that what has happened today is reflective of a spiritual cancer that exists in this country. I don't give a shit whether you're Republican, Democrat, Socialist, Communist. I don't give a fuck what you are. We should be able to argue for hours without anybody losing their damn life. Period. I don't give a shit. And anyone that condones this act of horrendous violence is bullshit. Okay. Good done.
Are you a doctor?
So are you claiming?
Not too much on the Honorable. Not too much. One mic on the Honorable Julio.
So are you claiming to know the motive of the shooter? What I'm claiming you, ignoramus, is that what the action that happened is not discussed.
Listen. In order for us to have a conversation, we cannot throw, these little ad hominems. I hate using that word because I use it so much.
Let's try to get a red herring.
Okay, whatever you want to call it. Can you please just try not to be negative and don't keep coming off mic? It doesn't help because even when somebody cuts me off, it triggers a dialogue between two people. Let's just try to, stay on mute if that's possible. Thank you. Appreciate you. Look. So someone was asking Dr. Julio, were you answering a question or somebody was asking you a question? What was going on? I don't.
Yeah, he started off after you called me an ignoramus again.
You asked me if I knew the motive of the shooter. All I spoke to was the action taken. I don't care about his motive. His motive is irrelevant. I don't give a damn what his motive was. He took an innocent man's life.
Yeah, but you claim to say that because of the disagreement, that's why he took his life. Is that what you're trying to say?
I'm telling you that is what I believe. This conversation with me.
So, I have a question.
Be nice.
He said that it doesn't matter because, let me just have this minute. He killed an innocent man. And everything that I'm learning about this man is horrific. It's nothing innocent about him. So, I don't know.
Okay, like what, Lisa? What did he do?
Okay, so Dr. Julio, can you just give me a moment to express my
tell me what he did that deserves him getting shot.
Sir, I listen. Okay,
Goliath?
Matt Goliath. Are you there, Matt?
Are you here? Are you in the audience, Matt? Matt was talking about the school. Okay, she was asking, Rita was telling her certain information about
very disturbing, descriptive.
Tell me what he did that deserves him getting shot. Just answer that question directly.
Well, that wasn't your claim.
Promoting hate. Promoting hate.
No, you said he was innocent. She said he's not.
Yeah,
he was innocent of anything that he didn't do anything that was.
Doing this rapid fire.
Because she's not answering it directly.
You can answer it over there.
I'm sorry you don't appreciate my answer, but I'm just saying, let me just make it basic. Is he still here?
You can try to have
Okay,
like shit somewhere else. Fuck that mother. Fuck, he gonna tell her house you need.
That link on top.
Good doctor, not come on.
Your mama.
Wait a minute, Jazz, you got the real picture for me? I know you got a new picture. What's going on, Jazz? Hey, Jazz, welcome to the stage.
Hold on. Let me play this real quick. Okay. Is that okay?
Jazz. All right, go ahead, play it.
Yeah, I'm like, nobody's listening to me today. I think I gotta get some headphones. So.
No, baby, I can hear you loud and clear.